Hello, friends. My name is Matt Murphy, and I am woefully unprepared for this broadcast, but we'll get through it together. It's 6 minutes after 3 o'clock on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Young Ryan's at the controls, making sure that everything that comes out of our speaker sounds as good as humanly possible. Remember, Ryan, we're going to focus on this today. Nice, slow fades on the music. It makes me so happy when we do those nice, slow, long fades. Just a slow little drift into the talk radio wilderness that is the Matt Murphy Radio Show. Jackson Williams is staring me down after snacking on whatever he was eating over there. Hello, Jackson.
Hey, buddy. Happy NFL schedule release day. I know that's what we're talking about today, right? Right, Ken?
Is that what it is? Okay, sure. There's Ken Weaver. He's back in News Closet B. I'm sure his headlines that he delivers twice an hour and when it breaks will be chock full of NFL release stuff. I'm certain.
Yes.
What do you need from me, Jackson? What do you? I'm horrible at this.
My headphones are in the other room, and I can't hear Ken.
Oh, okay. Well, Ken said, I'm awesome. You suck. I'm the best. You're the worst.
Ken would
I'm
never
great.
say these things.
You're not so good. I won nincompoops. You're the big loser.
No, Cameron won yesterday.
Cameron Smith did win yesterday. So
Which
how about
means
that?
I take the victory because he's the guest, and I was sitting in the guest chair.
No, RJ won. RJ won. So here's the interesting.
So RJ won on Monday. That's a win for me.
That is not a win for you. That's a win for RJ.
I won on Tuesday. That's a win for me.
That is a win for you. That's correct.
Cameron won on Wednesday, and I was sitting in here, Ken. So that's a third win for me. So, I think the week's wrapped up and done, boys.
Well,
pack it up. Good week, everybody.
Yeah,
Play the music. It's over.
Do I get to go home if it's over?
Yeah.
And what would you do if I just got?
No, we're all going home.
Oh, are we now? What would the audience isn't going? They are home. Some of them. They're at their places of business. They're at their job sites. They're in their homes. They're in their automobiles, and they expect talk radio excellence over the next 4 hours. And I give them you.
Well, they're getting smooth jazz.
Smooth jazz. Okay. I can watch the PGA Championship that way. Ken Weaver's back at News Closet B. Probably doesn't want to be a part of any of this, but he is, I'm sad to say. Hello, Ken. How's it going, brother?
How about you boys?
Oh, yeah, you found your headphones there, Jackson. That's good for you. You doing all right in there? What's going on in the news?
Just a whole bunch.
A bunch of nonsense.
U.S. senators voted to withhold their paychecks during the future government shutdowns.
I did see that, but I thought we were going to have no more of those. So,
well, just in case, I guess.
Well, you know what? I'm here for it. Has the House voted on it or just the Senate?
It's just the Senate. It goes into effect after the midterms.
Here's the way that goes, Ken, because the House has to vote on it, right?
Well,
I think.
I would think. I don't know. I don't know if this is just like a Senate rule or something. Oh,
yeah. Well, maybe. You know what? They play these games a lot in Washington, D.C. If y'all haven't figured this out yet, let me give you the upshot. Hey, House, yes, Senate, we're going to play the good guys this time around. Y'all be the bad guys, okay? Okay, Senate, but next time we get to be the good guys and y'all get to be the bad guys. When it comes time to pass a rule that would benefit the American people that y'all are going to stymie, y'all will take it in the short hairs. But this time around, y'all can be the cool people, okay? Okay, good. All right. And guess who gets screwed? We do. I go through these periods. I've been doing this a long time. Ken, you've been doing this as long as me, if not longer.
Yes, sir.
And I don't know if you experience the same relationship with these politicians from a news perspective that I do from a commentary perspective.
No.
But I go through these periods where I just don't want to talk to any of them. I just think that they're all awful people and need to be treated as such. And I mean even the good people. We're talking to a congressman today who has not been in Washington, D.C. long enough to get corrupted. Matt Van Epps is coming on at like 4:40 this afternoon. And we will speak to him about the redrawing of the district lines and his thoughts on that and yada, 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 and everything else under the sun. But I just, you ever get the feeling that they're not out for you? You ever get the feeling that they're just out for themselves? You ever get the feeling that we're all doomed? I just feel like we're all doomed. We're all doomed. And as I was doing a bit of research on what will be, I hope, one of the main topics of today's conversation, data centers, I'm just getting the feeling that we're all doomed.
Terminator stuff?
Yeah, kind of.
They've been saying that on Red Eye for 20 years.
What, that we're all doomed? Yeah, I hear them. I mean, I've done red eye before. I know, that we're everything's awful and we're all doomed to, cease to exist. And
well, remember, it's NFL schedule release day.
Well, that's true.
You can't be sad on NFL schedule release day. Ain't that right, Ken?
Depends on who your team is.
Who's your team, Jackson?
The Titans.
I'm a Titans man through and through. I made the announcement very early on in my tenure. By the way, we're at episode 1,037 of our visits together.
Ooh.
Yeah, 1,037. Yeah, we're like as old as you, Jackson.
Like
we're old.
About 1,036 too many.
What? Why am I getting beat up by you?
I don't know.
You're supposed to have my back.
I got nothing else to do. Ryan's running the show. I really got nothing.
By the way,
to do.
Ryan doing a great job behind the glass, having to deal with me, put up with me, and I know that I'm a handful. I demand excellence, Ryan,
Say
for a
that
reason.
Twice.
Well, yeah. I mean, I demand excellence for a reason because,
I'll drag that next one out for 4 minutes.
No, not 4 minutes. Just nice and just not. It's just nice and smooth. Just nice. It fades away. It just slowly fades away. It's like it was here and you didn't really notice that it left. You know what I mean? You didn't notice that it left, but it's gone. And now it's just Matt talking. Because if they get too much of me too abruptly, gives everybody the willies, including myself. But no, Ryan's behind the glass, and we've got you for the rest of it. You got you till tomorrow, right?
No, today's my last day.
Oh, today's it? Oh, so you'll have to actually put in some work product for tomorrow.
Oh, I have to do my job tomorrow?
Yeah. So just be forewarned. You've got almost 24 hours notice.
Cool.
That you'll be expected to work. Although we're doing the mess around tomorrow about 1:30. I need you.
And then, is it next week? Next Friday?
Friday after next? You talking about us being gone?
Yes.
No, we're not talking about that yet.
Not yet?
Not yet. Not yet, but we'll be gone. We'll be on. We are literally, I know that news people like Weaver would say this, right? When he's going on vacation, go fishing in Oklahoma, he'll say, next week, Ken Weaver is on assignment. You ever hear that? When they're on assignment, that means they're on vacation. They're not really on assignment. They don't do anything. But you and I are literally going to be on assignment 2 Fridays from now.
I'm very excited.
Is that right? Yeah, 2 Fridays from now. Yeah. We'll be on assignment in Lebanon at the Nashville Superspeedway, taking care of some very, very important business. And I know it doesn't sound that way. Everybody's thinking we're going to have a good time. That is not true. We're going to have a good time, but we'll actually be doing some work, and you'll find out the fruit of that labor coming up a little bit later on. All right, I need to do this real quick, and I apologize for doing this, but I have to. Once again, I am not kidding when I tell you that I have something to do next Tuesday, May 19th at 11 a.m. in Columbia, and I don't know what it is. I'm warning all of you that I agree. So this is what happened.
You got to take me to lunch.
It's not it is lunch oriented. It's like a luncheon. It might be a Rotary. It might be a Kiwanis. Maybe a Lions Club event. Maybe the Republican Women of Columbia. For some reason, I keep going back to that.
What was that second one? Kwanzaa?
Kiwanis. Kiwanis Club.
That's in December.
No, that's not in December. I think you're thinking of Kwanzaa.
That's what you said.
No. I said Kiwanis. Kiwanis.
Ken, are you hearing anything different?
Ken, you know what? Ken decided he's out. Ken's like,
boys, I'm
swamped.
real busy.
He's swamped.
He's too busy for us.
Have you looked back in your phone who you were talking to? Maybe when you set that date up?
No, it was a telephone conversation that was born of I don't know. It was I vaguely remember, hey, I got your number from so and so, and hey, what's up? What's going on? And we'd love to have you speak. I'm supposed to speak.
There might be a timestamp with that thing in your calendar to let you go back and cross-reference.
Hey, you know what? That's actually, you know what, Ryan? See, this is somebody getting things done here. This is somebody.
Keeping.
I'd rather watch you struggle, though. It's funnier.
That's true. I do. I wonder if. Okay, let me see. All right, 19th. Like you're saying that maybe it was when I actually scheduled the event.
Yes, that would give you the only clue as to what you could cross-reference.
Mm-hmm. All right, edit. No, it's not timestamped. That's good.
Why don't you look up the date in your text messages?
Oh, boy. I don't think this was text oriented. But anyway, bottom line is this. If you or someone you love is doing something next Tuesday at 11 a.m. in Columbia, Tennessee, and there's a possibility of me being there, would you mind letting me know what I'm doing at 11 a.m. on the 19th in Columbia, Tennessee?
Here's the plan. So if you're supposed to speak, they're going to call you by at least like 10:45. So you just be in Columbia around 10:45. I'm sure you can get anywhere in Columbia in about 15 minutes.
That's an excellent
You get there
plan.
by 11. You just hang out in Columbia.
That's a
about
pretty good
10:45. You'll figure it out.
I think that's a pretty good plan. I'm kind of hoping that even if someone doesn't hear about me, basically saying that I'm an awful human being and I can't get organized on the radio, that maybe they'll hit me up like 2 days in advance. Hey, Matt, need anything for the event? It's going to be a fun one, and I'm gonna say no. We're all good. And where am I meeting again?
Well, who is this?
And no, I won't. No, I like I know what I'm doing. See, they call me and they say, "Hey, Matt, this is Joan. We're excited to have you Tuesday." And I was, I can't wait. I've been on pins and needles, been talking about it on the radio a lot. Where do you want me to park again? And then that'll give me the kind of the thing and the direction. And how should I address you when I thank you for inviting me to this wonderful event?
You know what I'm going to start doing? I'm going to start putting random events in your calendar.
Oh, please. I think actually, I don't like this, but I think you technically have some sort of access to my calendar.
Ooh, somebody's getting 5 o'clock in the morning in Nashville.
There's like a backdoor work-related access that you have that you can put in things in there.
Oh, I'm going to play around with that.
Don't ask Bell about it because I think he knows about it, so don't ask him.
Bell! He can't hear me.
Matt, it's speaking at the Republican Women's Group. Are you messing with me, or are you sure? 6090 says I'm speaking at the Republican Women's Group. So if there's a Republicans Women's Group on Tuesday in Columbia, I'm almost guaranteed that that's what it is. We're going to talk about a lot of great things. We'll talk about redistricting. We'll talk about the latest on gerrymandering. We'll talk about some of the activities happening in Columbia. The fact that Columbia, the downtown area, is now in a new congressional district. You're now technically in district number 9 as opposed to district number 5, and what that means for the representation of the citizens of Columbia. So if that's the case, then that's great, because I was kind of on the it was not the Whataburger grand opening, although.
Is there a Whataburger opening in Columbia?
Yeah.
When's the opening?
It's over there on the, what is that, 50? That's the bypass?
Is it Tuesday?
Maybe. Maybe it is.
What if that's what you're speaking at?
Gosh, I hope so. If that is, everybody's getting Whataburger.
I'm going.
You're not going.
If you speak, I'll go.
Okay.
You're speaking at the Whataburger grand opening. I will be there.
By the way, I feel like based on what happened last General Assembly, last regular session of the Tennessee General Assembly, if you newbies in the audience might not know, but we're pretty influential on this radio station, on this radio show, and we got some legislation passed regarding raccoons. I think that karma has come back to bite me in raccoon fashion on the Tookus. Because you know what I got in my backyard now?
Raccoon.
A raccoon.
Is it yours? What are you going to name him? Text in your names to the super text line 615-737-9986.
No. My neighbor took photographs and video of a raccoon in our backyard this morning.
Name him Smokey.
I'm not naming him Smokey. Why would I name the raccoon Smokey? I might name him Davy.
That'd be cool.
As in Davy Crockett?
I know. He's on the sidelines at Tennessee games.
But that's a guy, right?
Yeah.
That's not a raccoon. He's wearing a raccoon hat. No, yeah. That wouldn't be fair to the raccoons, because I feel like raccoons and Davy Crockett would be mortal enemies, you know?
Which one of those hobbits was the designated burglar?
I don't know.
What's a hobbit?
Like a Lord of the Rings type. Yeah, you've seen it. No, you haven't seen it.
No, never seen a Lord of the Rings.
I watched every Lord of the Rings extended edition.
You told me those are like 4 hours.
They are. They're like 4 hours a movie. It's a commitment, baby, but it's worth it. Anyway, we'll get into actual content on the show. Thank you. If I am speaking at the Republic, okay. All right. 6090 says, all right. 6090. Thank you. God bless you. I appreciate you. I am speaking at the Republican Women's Group in Columbia. 6090, would you do me a favor and tell me where that is? Thank you. and I appreciate you in advance. Just where I might need to meet at 10:30 that morning. And also, would you let them know I got to be out by noon because I got to get up here for picture taking day that you're not a part of. They're not letting Jackson take pictures, which is just a bummer. Why? I don't understand. I don't understand. What if we just had you show up? You think they wouldn't let you? I think we should get you to show. I think we should just say to hell with it and you show up for picture day. What do you think?
Okay.
You in? Let's
Sure.
do it. Why not? I mean, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? Say no? I mean,
They could very well do that,
actually,
yeah.
that's exactly what they'll do. All right, it'll be a fun-filled Thursday edition of the Matt Murphy Radio Show. It's May 14th edition. Thank you for being here on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hello, friends. It's Matt Murphy. Let's spend a moment talking about your health. Gentlemen, I want to talk specifically to you. If you're feeling a rundown, if you don't feel the energy levels that you once felt in your life, and perhaps this has become an issue with you in, dare I say, bedroom activities, romantic, intimate moments in your life. If that's the case, men, this is not 1976. It's not 1996. It's 2026. It is time to get off of the couch and get back in the game, and you do that with the Tennessee Men's Clinic. It starts with a visit, less than $100. That's the entire – so it's a consultation, an examination. They'll get some blood work from you, and they'll get answers that same day as to what's going on inside of your body. Are you low T? Is it something else that's happening that is causing the issues that you experience? They want to talk with you, and they want to personalize an approach that is specific to you and your needs. They have 3 locations. The Clarksville location is the brand new one, and I'm pushing the Clarksville location because all of you north of the city that don't want to have to drive through the city or into the city to get some of this treatment, they're there for you in Clarksville and want to speak with you in Clarksville. You call 615-208-9090, 208-9090 for the Tennessee Men's Clinic, or you can look online at TennesseeMen'sClinic.com. Once again, let's get back in the game, men. Let's get back to it. The biggest complaint that we have is that men say they should have done it sooner. Don't be that guy. It's the Tennessee Men's Clinic. Hello, friends. It's Matt Murphy for Genesis Diamonds. My friends at Genesis Diamonds are so good at helping you with those special occasions, the occasion where only Genesis Diamonds feels right. It's that time of year with love in the air, and my friends at Genesis are helping celebrate the occasion with the most beautiful jewelry, the most dazzling diamonds, the most gorgeous rings on planet Earth. And Genesis has all the brands that you'll see online from top designers right here in Nashville, Tennessee. Green Hills and Cool Springs, 2 separate locations to serve you. Don't forget about the Rolex collection, which is incredible. It'll blow your mind. But if you've got questions about diamonds, they have a diamond education for you. And they're never there to sell you or to upsell you on anything. They don't work on commission, which is nice. They're never pushy. They're laid back. It is a true a concierge and customized experience just for you. Experts that will help you with honest guidance and expert advice. Genesis Diamonds, for that anniversary, that birthday, or that just because, there can only be one. Genesis Diamonds, Green Hills and Cool Springs.
We're learning more about a Nashville daycare where 2 babies were found with bite marks and scratches. That's coming up at 3:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN, 27 minutes after the hour, just a few moments before that newscast Ken Weaver's telling you about. My name is Matt Murphy. We've got until 7 o'clock tonight. Glad you are with us. I have an earnest question that I want to ask all of you. That's great. That's perfect. I love that, Ryan. That's so good. I have an earnest question to ask all of you. And, yes, we will get into the latest on gerrymandering. There are 3 separate lawsuits filed against the General Assembly in the state of Tennessee for the redrawing of district lines. One man's redrawing of district lines is another man's gerrymandering. One man's gerrymandering is another man's lawsuit or whatever. There's also something going down in Charlotte, North Carolina that you will not believe, that people are now arguing that you cannot replace an elected official who's resigning with someone of a different race. That is an argument that's being made in Charlotte, North Carolina today by the NAACP. That you must first and foremost consider the color of one's skin before any other qualifications with regard to individuals replacing someone who's resigning a political position. I am not making any of this up. In 2026, this is where we are, where there are black people that argue that if you replace a black person with someone who is not black, that you are the racist one. I'm just going to pause for effect and to allow that to sink in for a moment. But before we get into any of that, I'm opening up the phone lines because I'm genuinely curious your answer to this very simple question. And I'm not attempting to lead anyone in any direction whatsoever. I'm just trying to get a temperature of the room. And that is this. What are data centers? Is that fair enough? I'm hearing a lot of conversation about a lot of these data centers being proposed in a lot of local communities. And the people that are proposing them, and I understand Kevin O'Leary in Utah is getting the most attention. I'm open to accept that this is a necessary and a next evolution in whatever we're doing here. But I'm genuinely trying to figure out what they are and what they do. Earnestly. Does anybody have any ideas? Because I know this. Those individuals that own these data centers, they're really interested in taking up farmland. They're really interested in taking up water rights. They're really interested in sucking up electricity in order to what? What? What are they going to do? Like when the widget factory comes to town, I know that they're going to employ people to make widgets, and they're going to make widgets. I'm just trying to figure all of this out. How about you? 615-737-9986, 615-737-9986. It's time for the news, boys, on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Full forecast and traffic coming up in 5 minutes. And some breaking news here. Apparently, a federal judge says Tennessee's newly drawn congressional district map stands, but the lawsuit continues. And we are learning more about a Nashville daycare where 2 babies were found with bite marks and scratches. Here's Channel 4's Sarah Allen.
This all started last month when police were called to Centennial Children's Hospital for a 5-month-old baby with scratches and a swollen foot. Later that same day, another baby, a 3-month-old, with bite marks on her body and several bruises and contusions to her head. Parents for both children explained to police that they had dropped them off at Grand Nanny's daycare on Piccadilly Row. That kick-started an investigation by police into the daycare run by Sidonia Bowling and Joyce Hill. The investigation found that one of the women is legally blind and often left the home for doctor's appointments, leaving the other owner in charge of sometimes over a dozen children inside the home at a time.
Now, those women now charged with child neglect and running an unlicensed child care operation. Investigators believe a dog inside the home may be responsible for the injuries to the babies. The daycare had already been shut down for code violations last year, but authorities say it continued operating without a license. CDC holding a call to provide updates on the hantavirus today. Here's the CDC's hantavirus response lead, Dr. David Fetter.
We're working very closely with all the state and local health departments to monitor everybody, all the contacts that are coming back. Again, we would defer to the jurisdictions or the states about announcements that they would make about their residents, but we are tracking everything very closely.
Yeah, 41 people now apparently being monitored in Texas, California, Georgia, Virginia, Arizona, New Jersey, Maryland, Washington, Kansas, Minnesota, North Dakota, and the quarantine facility there in Nebraska. That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. All right, still got that crash. 40 westbound near Fessler's Lane, then in Antioch Bell Road at Cane Ridge Road and Spring Street at Ellington Parkway. Donaldson, you got a stalled vehicle, left shoulder block, Briley Parkway northbound near Elm Hill Pike. It's a parking lot northbound 65 to get to the South Loop, and then eastbound South Loop over to 65, northbound North Loop, and then eastbound East Loop. I'm Ken Weaver.
Hey folks, Matt Murphy here for King & Associates. King & Associates Insurance is a one-stop shop for all things auto and homeowners insurance, but I want to talk to you about something a little different. I want to talk to you about life insurance. Don't go anywhere. I understand that it's a difficult conversation because when you consider life insurance, you have to consider that at some point you'll no longer be with us or a family member will no longer be with us. But you want to make sure that if we are without you, especially if you have kids, life insurance is not about you. It's about your children, your grandchildren. You want to make sure that their financial needs are taken care of because obviously they're going to be mourning the passing of a loved one. Well, you don't want them to have to worry about money at the same time. At King & Associates Insurance, they make it so simple with no pressure, no confusion. They just sit down with you and they talk to you about it, and they give you clear options that fit your family and fit your life. 615-329-8121. Speak to Emery or any of the great team members at King & Associates Insurance today or visit them online at kinginsurance.com. That's kinginsurance.com for King & Associates Insurance. So far today, I've learned a few things. Number one, the Whataburger does open Tuesday the 19th at 11 o'clock in the morning. That is not where I'll be, though. I did learn where I'll be. As long as someone's not punking me. I don't think someone's punking me. I think I will be at the Catfish campus at 11 o'clock in the morning, Tuesday, May 19th, in Columbia, Tennessee, for the Republican Women's Group. And I'm proud to be there, and I apologize for not writing that down properly in my phone at the time that we scheduled this event. And I'm certain that this would have been all resolved at some point between now and then, but I was a little worried about it because I love talking to people. I love going out and about. I do it a lot, and sometimes I just don't put specifics where I need to put the specifics because I am as disorganized as the day is long. You know what? You know what I need? You know what I need? I need a good personal assistant. You know anybody, Jackson, that could use some extra cash?
Hello.
Ryan jumped on in there. Ryan just jumped right in front of you.
I gave him 3 seconds to say something.
He did. It's true.
Don't we work together enough?
That's fair. That's fair.
We spend a lot of time together.
Who would lose their minds first?
Me.
You think?
Yeah.
You think?
I think it would be pretty simultaneous. That's how you say that word, right?
Yeah, no, you got it. You got it.
That's a big word for me.
Now I'm doubting myself. Simultaneously.
Simultaneously.
Yeah,
I think it'd be
sure.
pretty close.
Yeah. Go with that one. Yeah.
I think here's how it would go. I would miss something. You would start to lose it on me,
And
but
then you'd
I
lose
would
it on
just,
me,
I would
and then
just,
we'd lose it on each other.
Yeah,
That's exactly right. That's exactly right, because I'd be screaming like you'd be like it's your life, and I'd be screaming it's your job to tell me, make sure that these things are in order, and you're like, screw this job, you suck, and then it'd be all over.
Yeah, that's how it would go.
No, that's kind of how that would go. But no, I thank you for letting me know and reminding me, and I hope all of you are there. Catfish Campus. I bet there's going to be catfish. And I'll be there, 11 o'clock. But you were out of the room. We did discover that the moment that I will be speaking before this group next Tuesday, that is also when the Whataburger is opening in Columbia. So you could go over there and report back. Let us know.
But are you speaking at the Whataburger?
I will not be at the Whataburger. I'll be at the Catfish Campus.
I've been to Whataburger. I'm fine.
Yeah, I mean Whataburger. Yeah, it's pretty good.
It is a fine hamburger.
Yeah, I got nothing bad to say about Whataburger.
And I'll be even nicer if they become a sponsor.
100%. I would have a lot more to say about Whataburger.
Yeah.
I think we've said enough about Whataburger. As a matter of fact, I think we've said enough that a couple Whataburgers would be
lovely.
Would be good. Not that we do that on the radio. So
dry, no tomato.
No cheese, right?
Yeah. They don't come with cheese.
Mine will.
Yeah, but you have to say that.
If I order a cheeseburger at Whataburger.
You order a Whataburger.
With cheese.
Yes.
See,
But
if
if you just order a Whataburger, not a big mustard guy either. So I do a Whataburger.
Dude, you and I we just don't see eye to eye on certain things. Mustard is the finest condiment that God ever put on this earth.
I don't like a burger soaked in mustard. A lot of times places will soak it in mustard.
I love it. I'll take Jackson's mustard. Thank you very much. Slather it on there. Love me some. If I had a bottle of mustard in my hand right now, I would, on camera, squirt it directly into my mouth. That's how much I love mustard.
Really?
You almost threw up.
I didn't, but that's a little excessive.
I would.
It's what athletes do for hydration.
What, mustard?
Yeah, that's a thing.
Pickle juice.
Both.
Okay, sure. I like pickle juice too. So I'd go mustard, pickle juice, just double fisted. Let's go. Let's make it happen. Do not clip. Do not. I see your face. Do not allow him to clip that video.
He has no control over what I clip.
Do not know. I don't know.
Do that one more time.
No, negative. Not happening. 615-737-9986. I'm almost being serious. I'm not quite serious because I do my homework on this show, but I don't understand why we absolutely 100% must have Data centers. All of a sudden, it's all about data centers. Data center got to go into Kentucky. I heard that they're trying to put data centers over near Oak Ridge, right? Data center this, data center that, data center that. What the hell is a data center? Why do we need so many data centers? What possibly can artificial intelligence be doing that it requires so much dang data storage? I don't understand it. And I need to understand it before I can approve of it or disapprove of it. Aubrey is first up on this subject. Hello, Aubrey.
Hey, Matt. Excuse me. I just want to say I think that it's kind of like a big storage building for all of our information because they collect everything on us, everything we use from our phones to our computers to our cars, everything. And there's just so many of us that they have so much information, they have to store it somewhere. But it works better than Hillary's closet.
Well, I mean, she wiped that off with a cloth or whatever it was.
Yeah, well, this will take a big cloth.
Yeah, I imagine so. Are you down with this, Aubrey? Do you think this is a good idea?
Well, not necessarily, because I think it's taken away a lot of property that could be used for something else, but it's just the age we're in. I don't understand it either. But from what I've read on it, it's something that most people in the communities are really concerned about, the use of the land and the use of the amount of water. And I don't understand the water part of it.
It's my understanding that the water is used to cool the data systems. That's as far as I've gotten with it. But I don't understand. I mean, I guess I would get why you would process that water through for cooling, but then you would kind of recirculate and reuse the water, I would think, and maybe that's part of where the electricity use would come from, because you got to cool the water. I'm just trying to learn about what this is about and why. And Aubrey, thank you for the call. Why is this so necessary? With the advancement of we've heard, artificial intelligence, it's advancing and it's awesome, and it goes into the cloud, but apparently there is no cloud now. Now we need all these data centers. And you know what? 3284. Chris Hand and I were talking about this on our podcast, which drops on Saturday, called Mostly Peaceful. And we encourage you to like, subscribe, and do all of those things. As a matter of fact, it was kind of funny. The podcast today was about how all of this technology is ruining us and rotting our brains, and the world was a better place 30 years ago. I mean, I'm oversimplifying it because it was a great hour of conversation between Chris and myself, if I do say so myself. But we're on these platforms that we're saying are rotting our brains, telling you to like and subscribe and share. And at the same time, we're telling you that your brain is rotting as a result of you doing all of that stuff. But bottom line is, we're told that AI is going to advance society. It's going to make all of us so much better. Is it? I'm not so confident that's the case. And I'm sure as hell not confident that this is a good use for farmland. I had a friend of mine send me some videos from like West Virginia and some of the places where they're considering putting some of these data centers. And the residents around there is like, no, we don't want this in our backyard. It truly has become very much a NIMBY situation where people, they want to utilize the technology. They want magically their phones to pop up with their TikToks and their Instagrams or whatever else they want. And they want the information at their fingertips, but they don't want apparently what has to go into it in their backyards, and for good reason, because we're not being told a lot about how all of this will be paid for and who benefits. And I guess that's the purpose of the conversation right now. Mike is next. Mike is calling from Murfreesboro. Hello, Mike.
Hey, Matt. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Data centers are these big facilities that houses thousands upon thousands upon thousands of servers, computer servers. Those computer servers will run AI. AI takes tremendous amount of computing power to function. And some of these servers are cooled by liquid cooling. Some are cooled by air. So you need tremendous amounts of electricity, and you need tremendous amounts of water or cooling to keep these servers alive and running. with the booming of AI and the booming of everything internet, everything in the cloud. That's why these data centers are popping up everywhere. Also, they provide redundancy, right? Maybe there's a Google data center in Arlington, Virginia. It may need a redundant data center in Marshall County, which is now being rumored to be getting one. So these data centers houses thousands of servers. It also houses interconnects from networks all over the world, so we can connect to the internet faster. So that's what data centers are. And like you said, people want that information at their fingertips in a split second.
Well, and I feel in some way, and Mike, that's great information, and I thank you for providing it. I thank you for calling in. I feel like in certain ways we're being hypocrites because widely these things are condemned, and I'm not saying necessarily where I fall on any of this. I try to see the dangers. I try to look 10 years and 15 years and 20 years down the road and where all of this is going from a human being standpoint. But are we being a little bit hypocritical? Because, it is the NIMBY, the not in my backyard. Everyone knows that we need trash dumps. But nobody wants a trash dump in their neighborhood. We want it in somebody. Well, it's got to go somewhere. Well, as much as we're consuming technology in our phones, in our laptop computers, in our daily lives, that technology, and several of you have noted, and it's very smart, it's well spoken, that when I talk about the cloud is the data center, right? The cloud isn't a cloud. It just doesn't go into the wilderness and then somehow we snatch it back from the hinterland. The data center is the cloud. And you send your information over to that so you don't have to store it for yourself, and then you can retrieve it anytime you want to. And one would like to believe that information, your personal information, is secure. Well, with AI, then you have to have more processing capacity and more ability, and that comes with more power needs, and that comes with water needs. And nobody wants that in our backyard, and nobody wants that to go where farmland used to be. Nobody wants that to it's similar to solar panels in that regard. But are we not being hypocrites when we scream and yell about, no, you're not putting that in my neighborhood, you're not putting that in my backyard. Oh, but let me get on my phone and complain about it on social media. Huh? 615-737-9986. 1970 has written in. And 1970, I guess, thinks that I don't look at this. But, hey, 1970, I'm looking at, because 1970 said, hey, tell Matt about this. Well, I'm watching you. I watched a thing on TV where it said they're putting the data centers close to neighborhoods, and the residents said the data centers have a high-frequency hum that drives them crazy, never stops humming. I've heard this as well. 4460 says, not everyone wants AI crap. Until AI can wipe my bleep, I don't give two bleeps about it. Smiley face. So you just used the type of intelligence that I could call artificial intelligence to complain about artificial intelligence, saying you don't need it. You just used a phone or some sort of system to text me a message that utilizes these data centers to complain about the data centers. Y'all understand? I'm not judging y'all for doing it. I'm just here to call the baby ugly. And I wonder where all of this is going. Life seemed to be better before the internet. I've said this for years, y'all. On balance, I believe the internet is going to, if it's not already, it's going to turn out to be a net negative for society, a net negative for human beings. I believe that if we outlast it, that we will look back on the internet and we will recognize the internet as a bad thing. And I'm not kidding. It is driving people away from what makes us human beings, and that is our local communities and worrying about our neighbors as opposed to people around the globe that Chris and I were talking about this earlier today. We're becoming the Matrix, y'all. Am I being hyperbolic when I say that?
What about the cat pictures?
I don't know what that means.
Like literally pictures of cats, like the internet's famous.
Oh, you said cat. I thought you said CAD. I was like, what's cat? Cat. Yeah, I just, we're plugged in to the intraweb in a way that makes the Matrix real. And once again, I don't want to come off as a tinfoil hat guy here, but where does all this go 15, 20 years from now? Is this not becoming Wall-E? Huh?
Do we get to go on the big spaceship?
Boy, I could, that movie bothered. I didn't like that movie.
You didn't like Wall-E?
I didn't watch it. I only watched it once. I didn't like it because he was so sad and he loved the girl. And
but it had a happy ending.
Yeah, it's too hard to get there. It's like watching watching animal movies where they abuse the animals, but the animals are okay at the end. I can't do it.
Did you stop watching Up after the first 10 minutes?
That's so sad.
So
sad.
For a Disney movie.
Oh, man. And you're bawling. And then he gets all grumpy. And then,
Well, wouldn't you be grumpy?
Holy moly. I just realized something.
What?
I just realized something.
What?
You're that kid in Up. It's you. That's you.
And you're the guy who needs to
and I'm the
street.
grumpy old man.
Hello there. I'm a wilderness explorer. Do you need help crossing the street today?
No.
Can I help you cross your house?
No. I just figured out where we're going for Halloween. All right, 55 after the hour. So we're talking about it. Modern technology is not all bad. I mean, CT scan technology is pretty cool, and it's advancing every single day. And Kraft Body Scan wants to remind you that they're right here in Nashville, and they want to assist you for all things medical and any need that you might have. Let me tell you about it. So Kraft Body Scan, you give them a call, and I've got a number for you, and I've also got a website. You can look them up on the website as well. And for $99, that is less than $100 for you and your loved one, for you and your significant other, you can get a couple's heart and lung scan to check out what's happening with your lungs, what's happening with your heart. This is a value of about $2,500 they're offering for less than $100. Why are they doing this? Because they want to make sure that you understand the value of getting early warning on things going on inside of your body, understanding what's happening in your body before you become symptomatic, because sometimes you become symptomatic and it's too late. And you've got some serious medical issues that you have to deal with at that point. They don't want that. I don't want that. You don't want that. TogetherWeScan.com, promo code MATT50. TogetherWeScan.com, promo code MATT50 or 615-436-1000. 615-436-1000 for our friends at Kraft Body Scan.
Federal judge going to let the new congressional map stand during the lawsuits. We got that story and more coming up at 4 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Yeah, and that's seconds from now. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. We're right at 4 o'clock. I ran a little long in the last segment. Coming up in the next hour, we will continue our discussion about data centers. I'll give you some of the details on what Kevin O'Leary, Shark Tank guy, right? We like Kevin O'Leary.
You a Shark Tank guy?
Not really. I get very uncomfortable during Shark Tank. When I watch it, I don't know. Yeah, Sharks. We're looking for $250,000 for 15%. We'll give you $8 and we'll take over your company. Okay, I don't know. Very uncomfortable. It's like,
tell we got those smiley face scrub daddies.
Name one other thing that came out of Shark Tank.
Those
Ring
balloons
doorbell.
that you blow up, the water balloons.
What? Water
The
balloons?
water balloons that you blow up like 50 at a time.
Oh,
Ring doorbell.
that's a pretty good one.
That is a good one, isn't it?
Those bottles of oxygen you used to drink.
What?
Like you would inhale oxygen. Like it was like a hit of oxygen.
Yeah, you see pro athletes use them. It's like a
That's Shark Tank?
Yeah.
Huh.
I remember that episode.
Okie dokie.
We're running out of time. It's time for the news.
On Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast and traffic coming up in 5 minutes. And right now in Tennessee, News 2 says a federal judge is going to let the new congressional map stand during the lawsuits. He denied a temporary restraining order filed by Democratic congressional candidates Steve Cohen and Justin Pearson. And within the hour, the U.S. Supreme Court will announce their decision on the nationwide mailing of the abortion pill mifepristone. Here's Devin Dwyer.
Here we are again. This time the suit is brought by the state of Louisiana, which says they are challenging access to mifepristone under these guidelines developed by the Biden administration to allow women to seek the pill via telemedicine, to pick it up at a pharmacy or to receive it in the mail. It's greatly expanded access. That's how it's been for the past 5 years. But the state of Louisiana says it wasn't safely studied. It was not implemented properly, therefore it's illegal, and they got the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals to agree with them.
There are currently 41 people across the U.S. under monitoring for hantavirus. They come from passengers on the cruise ship who were sent to Atlanta, passengers who had already left the ship and had already returned home before the outbreak was identified, and people who may have been exposed during travel, specifically on flights where a symptomatic case was present. None of those people being monitored are in Tennessee or Kentucky or Alabama. Right now in Middle Tennessee, we're learning more about the person a controversial social media influencer allegedly shot outside the Montgomery County Courthouse in Clarksville yesterday afternoon. Here's Channel 4's Amber J on.
That's right. Right now, the courthouse is still closed. You can see the signs in place. And right now, we are learning about the man who was shot, Joshua Fox, who is a husband and a father. I spoke with his mother just a short time ago, and she says that, she's in the hospital right now. And as he continues to recover from 2 gunshot wounds, but the family has set up a GoFundMe page that is already gaining a lot of attention and money so far. I mean, earlier today it was at $7,000. It's now gained to $28,000. And the mother tells us that right now they still do need a few days to process what happened. And right now they are asking for privacy for the family, again, as Joshua continues to heal.
So Dalton Etherly, who goes by Chud the Builder and posts racially charged videos to get people to react, remains jailed on serious charges in this case, including attempted murder. Metro Nashville police say a suspected hoax bomb threat at the new Nissan Stadium site has led to an arrest. Authorities say 47-year-old Mark Q. Henderson, a subcontractor worker, allegedly sent a message warning of an explosion during work hours. They got him in Atlanta. Alabama. That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. East Bank got an injury crash. That's going eastbound right there before Shelby Avenue. Still showing a wreck 40 westbound near Fessler's Lane. Hermitage a crash. Lebanon Pike at Old Hickory Boulevard. White Bridge a crash. White Bridge Pike at Charlotte Pike. I'm Ken Weaver.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN. It is 8 minutes after 4 o'clock. Thank you for being around on this Thursday edition of the Matt Murphy Show. Whatever time you are able to give us, we're certainly appreciative of it. We've stimulated quite a bit of conversation in the first hour regarding, quote-unquote, data centers. I want to give you a little more detail on what created the impetus in me to have this discussion. And I admit that I've not been following a lot of this. I've heard, you hear the conversation happening. I'm working on the show, and I got things on in the background, and it's Fox News or it's #NeverCNN. Remember, do not watch CNN. CNN is a garbage network full of garbage people spewing, garbage. But I watch so you don't have to. I consider it to be an occupational hazard. #NeverCNN. But I watch this, and they're data centers, and they're fighting over data centers in Franklin, Kentucky, and they're fighting over data centers in Utah, and they're fighting over data centers, and there's some scuttlebutt about data centers in Tennessee, even. And I'm like, well, what the heck is data centers? What are they? And so we've been discussing these sorts of things. 615-737-9986. Also covering a few other stories for you. I mean, the Charlotte story I want to tell you about is going to blow your mind. We got Matt Van Epps coming at about 4:40-ish today. Hopefully get him a little bit early. Talk about some of the redrawn district lines. You've heard Ken Weaver delivering the headline saying that a judge says, yes, you can go forward with the current district lines as they've been drawn, and we'll work out some of these cases as they come before the courts. There are 3 separate lawsuits that have been filed. One was filed by the ACLU, one was filed by the NAACP, and I guess one filed by the Democrat Party in the state of Tennessee. Regarding the redistricting in the state of Tennessee. They've got their booties all in a bunch about how the redistricting vote happened and the timing on it. I guess some of the arguments would be that we don't have enough time to figure it out. We don't have enough time to figure it out. Are you kidding me? We don't have enough time to figure it out? I love how Democrats become children when they don't get their way. They kind of stomp their feet a little bit and they decide that they're confused and they don't understand very simple things like, I don't know, updating the voting rolls or updating your voter registration or sending you out a new updated registration card that would indicate that you're potentially in a district different from the one that you've previously been in. All of those things are called adulting, and the Democrats don't seem to understand how to adult when it doesn't behoove them. In the meantime, data centers. So okay. All right. Stand by. For some reason, speaking of modern technology, my laptop doesn't want to get back onto the intraweb that it goes on every single day so that I can access the information that I try to provide to the people of this listening audience. It is decided that it has to have my password again. For some reason. And, okay, there we go.
How's it going?
It's going. Kevin O'Leary, who is the conservative Shark Tank guy, y'all know, he's an investor, Shark Tank star, is facing a veritable brouhaha. I thought you'd like that word, Jackson.
I like that. Brouhaha. It has some gravitas. A brouhaha.
It's actually a bipartisan brouhaha.
Bipartisan brouhaha.
A Donnybrook, if you will.
What's that?
Donnybrook's like a brouhaha.
Doesn't have the same gravitas.
Well, that's fair. Over his support over a massive data center in Utah, against the wishes of local residents, leaders in northern Utah's Box Elder County voted last week to approve data center plans. It will be 40,000 acres. It is set to be the world's largest data center, more than twice as large as Manhattan. Now, Manhattan, as islands go, is not the biggest thing on the planet, but this thing is pretty big, right? Amid concerns about the data center's impact on the surrounding environment and ability to spike energy cost, public agitation toward these artificial intelligence projects and the companies seeking to launch them has been mounting. A recent Gallup poll found 7 out of 10 people oppose the construction of data centers in their area. 48% say they strongly oppose it. So is this a NIMBY situation? Are these necessary things for the advancement of the human race? Is it necessary for the advancement of our technologies? And now, is there not a legitimate argument? I'm just trying to present all sides right now. Is there not a legitimate argument that we have to do this to keep up with China? I mean, Donald Trump's over in China right now trying to work out some deals, technologically natured. I'm not so sure. The numbers help explain the backlash to O'Leary, who has baselessly and I don't know why you would include. I don't know why you would include that word in this article. It's MS Now. That's I'm reading from the MS Now piece that was published about an hour and a half ago. So just be forewarned. They're going to use language like baselessly. Now, maybe that's the case. I don't know. I haven't done my own research on it. But O'Leary claims that opposition groups in Utah are being funded by China. The reality, people are wary of tech companies building costly, resource-sucking facilities that could make their lives, in fact, worse. The project is opposed by people very, very ideologically distant. I mean, Democrats and conservatives and liberals, Democrats and Republicans alike, have come to the conclusion that this might not be the best idea. O'Leary promises that the project will be self-sustaining and will offer substantial benefit to the citizens of Utah. Well, and I hear this a lot about these data centers. Hey, we're going to create all of these jobs. Well, the jobs that they're talking about creating are construction jobs. And once the construction of the data center is over, it's my understanding that these data centers employ very few people. They don't really need to employ that many people. You know, maybe a maintenance crew to keep up with the air conditioning, maintenance crew to keep up with the water cooling, maintenance crew to keep up with the data itself. And, and perhaps for, a facility as large as these, you're talking about 5 or 6 or 8 people. But ultimately, that's not a lot of people for the amount of resources that it's sucking. Now, the data center people say, hey, we're paying for all of this. We're paying for the electricity that we use. We're paying for the water that we use, just like any other business would pay for their water or their stuff. So I understand the argument, and I don't know that I buy into it that we have to do this to keep up with China. What is our end game here? And I understand that the world kind of marches on, and maybe you can we come up with any examples of how I'm trying to come up with a similar type example of artificial intelligence in our past where something came along that was so earth-shattering and game-changing that it created a fear in people that this was going to eliminate significant numbers of jobs. And I mean, and I don't want to overplay it. I understand the world is going to continue moving forward. But what do we expect the planet to look like in 20 years? Lee has thoughts on this out of Madison. Lee, thank you for your call. How are you?
Hey, I just wanted to say that you said the baby is ugly, but the baby is also a monster, not just ugly, but an ugly monster. And the one thing that nobody's really talking about, and I'll just say it and then I'll let you talk about it, is that these data centers are going to require more power, and they're basically wanting them to build their own power plants, and that's going to require even more cooling. And they're also, in talking about these power plants, they're talking about nuclear power plants. So that all sounds like a monster fixing to hatch to me.
Well, I'm all about nuclear power. I think nuclear power is the wave of the future. I think it's where we're going. I don't know about nuclear power specifically to power data centers, but I think nuclear is, I mean, I don't know if you agree or disagree with that, Lee, but that's just where I'm at on it.
No, I used to work at a power plant. It wasn't nuclear, but they do require a tremendous amount of cooling, especially the nuclear plants, and that's why they're picking these places next to water, I think, for these data centers. But it is just going to pull so many resources, and as the resources dry up, we know who's going to end up paying for them.
Well, sure. I mean, yeah, I think all of us will pay in the short hairs in the end. In the end, as far as power goes, nuclear is clearly where we need to be. Sadly, anytime you bring this up, people harken back to the days of Chernobyl. It was I know I'm referencing our Mostly Peaceful podcast, but it was a darn good podcast, even in the absence of Dan Mandis, with Chris Hand and myself dropping on Saturday mornings. Hey, like and subscribe on your online social media. And
you and Hand conspiring some more?
Yeah, a little technology. Yeah, we were talking a little about you today on the broadcast.
Oh, lovely.
We were discussing you. And your conspiracy theories.
So back to what you said about, has there ever been a time in history, the fear of AI?
Well, just the fear of technology taking over, generally speaking.
So back in your early journalism career, what was it like when radio came along and replaced just newspapers? Was there fear?
When they stopped delivering it by horse.
Yeah, there was a lot of fear. Mind
Ken's
control.
so busy he can't laugh at that.
No, Ken's got a lot going on back there in the news closet. In News Closet B, they're trying to figure out where to put the window, I think.
Oh, the window guy's here.
Oh yeah. He's trying to figure it out. I don't think he's getting one though. It would take a data center to figure all of that out. Scott writes in and says, "Why can't these data centers have solar power panels?" And no, you need much more electricity than that. So I looked up on my artificial intelligence. I asked artificial intelligence to tell me what data centers are. And this is what artificial intelligence said. A data center is a physical centralized facility packed with networking computers, servers, and data storage systems. It acts as the backbone of the internet, securely processing, distributing, and storing the digital information that powers modern applications, cloud computing, and AI services. Racks of computers working around the clock to host websites, stream media, and run artificial intelligence models. Network gear includes switches, routers, firewalls that direct web traffic safely to user devices. Cooling systems include massive industrial air conditioning and liquid cooling to keep hardware from overheating. And power backups include battery banks, diesel generators, and to ensure systems never go offline during outages. When asked why are they necessary, the AI computer says they allow you to store photos, play games, run software from anywhere without needing a powerful local computer. In business operation, they provide the massive computing power that banks, hospitals, and governments need to secure and manage critical records. And the AI boom, it requires that advanced artificial intelligence keep colossal amounts of computing energy, making large-scale data centers vital for processing training data and empowering everyday AI. The types of data centers include enterprise data centers, which are privately owned by single companies to run their own internal network and applications. They also include facilities that allow people to rent or businesses to rent physical spaces where multiple organizations house their computers, their servers, and their networking infrastructure. And cloud data centers include massive remote facilities owned by tech giants like Microsoft, Amazon, and Google, which host services for millions of shared users. And that...
Where does the internet come from?
Everywhere.
No, but do we have a big data center for...
Well, they're everywhere.
That's essentially what this is.
Yeah, so, I mean, I feel like, and some are pushing back on this idea, but I feel like These data centers are already here.
Why aren't we just upgrading the data centers we already have if they're already in place?
Because we need exponentially more of them to power artificial intelligence. Like, and that, you're getting to the heart of my confusion. Like, why do we need so much more processing power to process artificial intelligence? I don't know.
What is it doing?
That requires all of this power and all of this electricity and all of this. I mean, and it's not like we're just building. I mean, Kevin O'Leary's getting hell for building this 40,000 acre site out in Utah, but they're talking about building one in, 40,000 acres, bigger than Manhattan Island. But they're talking about building one. I mean, there's one in Kentucky. There's a chatterbox about them going up in Middle Tennessee.
Isn't there one in Memphis?
I think that was what they were doing in Memphis. The Google people.
Yeah. Or isn't it Elon Musk?
Yeah. No, yeah, it's not Google. It's Elon Musk. I'm not sure, but I think that's right. So why the urgency to build so many of these? And are they? I mean, the supposition is they're already doing this in China, and that China is getting ahead of us in artificial intelligence. And if we allow China to get, I mean, that this is the new arms race, right? The justification for these things would be that if we don't keep up with artificial intelligence technology in America, China sure as hell is going to keep up with it over there, and they're going to create advancements in technology that will ultimately take over the world. I mean, I'm not trying to be over dramatic. That's the concern. 23 after the hour on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hello, friends. It's Matt Murphy, and I want to talk to you for a moment about Jeff Eddy and efficient heating and cooling. Jeff Eddy's the man, and it's hard to find someone that is the man in this industry, but let me tell you, he is. Jeff has been doing it for a long time. He grows his company as necessary to serve his customers, but he doesn't want necessarily the biggest HVAC company around. He just wants to be the most trusted, the most reliable, simply the most efficient, and the best, and they do that every single day. They've done it for me and my family in Mount Pleasant, and I know that they can do it for yours as well. Efficient Heating and Cooling has the best value on maintenance around. $125 is the most you'll pay in their service area, and oftentimes it's much less than that. They keep overhead low. They keep invoices down. They don't charge you overtime for nights or weekends because they simply don't believe in it. And they're an elite pro partner with Rheem, so when the time comes to replace, they can recommend the right unit for you no matter what that unit might be. EfficientHVAC.net, EfficientHVAC.net, or 615-784-4424, 784-4424 for Efficient.
A federal judge says the new congressional map will stand while the lawsuits are litigated. Details on that story and more coming up at 4:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
There's Ken Weaver. He's back in News Closet B. Little update. The rumors of Ken Weaver getting a window, wild exaggeration. There was a rumor, Ken, that your News Closet B was busy as it was today because they were working on finding a place for that window.
That would have been great.
That would have been great, but I have been dispelled of that myth. That was just a wild rumor, a conspiracy, if you will, and it is not planning. We're not planning to come to it.
And it's a shame, Ken, because
it is a shame.
It is a Chamber of Commerce week.
I don't know if you've seen it out there
Nashville.
today. It's beautiful out there, Ken.
If I get my window, I'm gonna feed a bunch of woodpeckers.
Then hit them with bricks.
I'm gonna spread some seeds out to attract woodpeckers to my window.
That's just me.
But I'm not gonna hurt them.
Hey,
I'm gonna be their friend.
How about a raccoon as a pet, Ken? You thought about that?
I do that too.
Okay, well, I got one in my backyard. Have you heard this?
Yes,
Did you hear this?
I heard you guys talk about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
What about Munson and little Miss Beasley?
That's a little concern. Munson and Ms. Beasley have yet to see the new addition to the Murphy compound.
Well,
and I don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah.
What should we name him, Ken?
Bilbo Baggins.
Okay, Ryan says Bilbo Baggins.
No suggestion's a bad suggestion. We'll just put that right over there. Ken, what should we name it?
Mitch McConnell.
Why? Because it doesn't do nothing? I don't know a lot about politics, but I know he doesn't do anything.
He's too terrapin-like.
That's the truth.
Oh,
yeah.
that's right.
But if I get a turtle, I mean,
You boys better watch your mouths. I'm up here in Louisville.
we might have an early visit with Matt Van Epps right at 4:35, is what I'm being told on the super text line. I mean, on my telephone. So just an alert there. But Chris and Amy and Randy and Matthew and Mike all want to talk about data centers and why exactly we need these sorts of things, the amount of energy that is being consumed by said same, and frankly, the land and the property and the people around said property that don't really care for the idea of this being in their backyard. It is the modern NIMBY syndrome in effect. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Back in a moment.
.30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast in traffic in 5 minutes, and I've got some breaking news from the United States Supreme Court. The High Court will allow the abortion pill mifepristone to remain available by mail nationwide. Meanwhile, we had been waiting for that ruling because Louisiana, which banned abortion in 2022, is trying to make it where women have to get it in person from a doctor. Also in Middle Tennessee, a federal judge says the new congressional map will stand while the lawsuits are litigated. Democratic 9th District candidates Steve Cohen and Justin Pearson tried to get a temporary restraining order claiming the new map violates the First and 14th Amendments, causing undue burden on the right to vote and right to associate. But that federal judge says, nope, the lawsuits can go forward, but the new map stands during that litigation. 41 people now being monitored for potential hantavirus, according to the CDC today. No Americans are positive for hantavirus at this time, but 16 people are being monitored under quarantine at a special medical facility in Nebraska. ABC News medical contributor Dr. Alok Patel says the number of potential cases could rise again.
This is what happens with contact tracing as more people are identified who may have been sitting next to somebody traveling, who may have been in close exposure to someone who is on the cruise ship. This doesn't mean, however, that there's an increased risk to the public.
None of the people being monitored are in Tennessee or Kentucky. And a man accused of threatening to detonate a bomb at Nashville's new Nissan Stadium construction site is in custody. 47-year-old Mark Hugh Henderson was arrested in Alabama, and he's charged with making a false report and threatening mass violence. That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. crashes eastbound East Loop, right there at Shelby Avenue. 40 westbound near Fessler's Lane. Hermitage, this one involves injury. Bell Road, just east of Old Hickory Boulevard. You're coming to complete stop and go. If you are eastbound 440 between 65 and 24, then that continues eastbound 24 from 440. Both directions of the South Loop downtown between East and West Nashville. And then that North Loop to get up to 24 is really backed up. A lot of brake tapping there. I'm Ken Weaver.
So what's bugging you at your home? Well, there might be a lot of things that are bugging you. I don't know, like a raccoon, like I've got. I don't think that JK and Erica deal with raccoons over at U.S. Pest. I don't think that's the case. Maybe. I don't know. I've never asked him. But I know that they deal with a lot of other things, and they are my pest control company that I believe in at my home in Mount Pleasant, and I know that you can believe in them too, because they don't like bugs. They're not big fans, and they certainly aren't big fans of bugs descending on your home and taking what's yours. If you have been taken over by any sort of species or whatnot, I'm talking, stink bugs are a problem, spiders are a problem, ladybugs or Japanese beetles or whatever they call themselves, silverfish, roaches, and so much more. They offer 100% money-back guarantee protection from U.S. Pest, from all common Tennessee bugs and pests, plus termite protection. Oh, don't forget about the furries, like the mice and the rodents and whatnot. They take care of those as well. Preventative and corrective service with termites, 100% money-back guarantee there too, because every home in Tennessee is threatened on some level from termites. It's time to make the call. It's time to make the switch. If you're unsatisfied or if you don't have pest control, get with U.S. Pest. They love the United States of America, and they hate bugs. 590-1260, 590-1260, online at uspest.com. Super Talk 99.7 WTN, a lot of conversation regarding data centers and the necessity of said same, or the idea that this is taking on a life of its own, and we really don't know where in the world any and all of this is going. We will continue that conversation on Super Talk 99.7 WTN coming up in just a few moments. 3879 puts a cap on it and says, hey, Matt, you can drive folks nuts with this question. Is the sudden need for all of these super data centers connected to the alien ships floating around? Where's Art Bell when you need him? That's been floated a couple of times online, the idea that these data centers are perhaps just stations to fuel all of the alien technology that's out there and in the world today. Who knows? I seriously doubt it, but there is a big-time conversation ongoing regarding the data centers. There's also a lot of conversation happening regarding the redistricting. The conduct during the redistricting session was a disgrace, as Leader Jack Johnson told us on our show last week. There has been some punishment meted out to the Democrats on the House side. The expectation is there will be some meted out on the Senate side. There's also lawsuits going on. There are 3 separate lawsuits happening in Tennessee right now. A judge just today said we can go forward with redistricting efforts as those lawsuits go forward. There was one filed, I guess, by the ACLU, one filed by the NAACP, one filed by the Tennessee Democrats. They are none too happy. I'm curious where our current congressmen are on the matter. And our newest addition to Congress in the state of Tennessee is Congressman Matt Van Epps. And he joins us on the Murphy Show hotline this afternoon to talk about all things redistricting. Hello, Matt. Good to have you on again. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Thank you, as always, for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Well, it's always a pleasure. I mean, so you're kind of fresh off of a huge district-wide campaign, making sure that everyone in District Number 7 knows you, knows what you're about. I don't know how much you have been impacted. I've not kind of overlaid the 2 congressional maps, but let's start at kind of 100,000 feet, Matt, and then get down to the granular level. What are your thoughts, generally speaking, about the effort to redistrict to try to secure that 9th congressional seat for the Republican Party?
Absolutely. Well, to start strategically, this is a win for Republicans. It's a win for our country. I just can't emphasize enough just how important it is that we keep the House majority. If the Democrats gain a majority in the House, they're going to spend the rest of the time, they're going to spend the next 2 years trying to impeach the president on ridiculous charges and his cabinet. They're going to try to reverse the one big beautiful bill, the working families tax cuts, reopen our border. I mean, you name it, Matt. And so we can't let that happen. And this is something that Tennessee has gotten exactly right. And, as we look across the country, we have other states that are making similar decisions now that the Supreme Court has ruled that the lines in Louisiana were unconstitutional.
Right.
And so, so this is a strategic win. It's the right decision in Tennessee, and we've got to do that. It's legal, and our Tennessee General Assembly has gotten this right. And now we should move forward with a 9-0 majority here in Tennessee.
I want to talk specifically about 7 in just a moment, but
Sure.
more broadly, you mentioned the manner in which this has been done and the reasoning behind it, and it just makes sense. For me, I look at it as the Supreme Court indicating that we have grown as a nation beyond the need to consider putting our thumb on the scale in any way with regard to how states manage their districts. In other words, we've gotten to a point where we should not be considering the color of one's skin. And they clearly said that was an unconstitutional act to consider the color of these districts in order to draw these maps. And I feel like we should be celebrating this, Matt. I mean, I feel like we should say, hey, we understand the sins of our past. We understand some of the unfair practices that we're engaged in. We've grown beyond that, and that should be a celebratory moment. Sadly, as you have obviously witnessed in the state of Tennessee, many elected officials, particularly Democrats, they don't seem to see it that way.
Well, man, I agree with you. And, Justice Clarence Thomas argued that majority-minority districts can actually deepen racial divisions. And we don't want that. And I agree. We want to, yes, were mistakes made in our past, but we are a country that continues to learn and grow and improve and get better. It's the best country the world has ever seen. We are the beacon of freedom and democracy, and we have done more good in this world than any country in history. And I will say, I also agree that the actions that we saw taken in the Tennessee State House were absolutely unacceptable. I don't condone the actions of the Democrat lawmakers who disrupted proceedings during votes and the things that happened there. And I think Speaker Sexton got it right by removing those Democratic lawmakers from all House standing committees and subcommittees until next session. I think he made the right decision there.
Matt Van Epps is our guest. He represents District Number 7 in the state of Tennessee. My concern when this was first discussed prior to Governor Bill Lee calling the special session, and by the way, as a side note, and I'm sure you would agree with me, kudos to Governor Bill Lee. Some of our conservative friends give him the business for, language gets floated around that I don't use rhino and that sort of thing, but he deserves credit. He saw the opportunity, he saw the necessity, he acted swiftly, and I think he deserves some congratulations. I'm sure you would agree with that, Matt.
I completely agree. This was this happened very quickly, and the right decisions were made in this process all along. And now in the courts today, just as you mentioned, have denied that temporary restraining order, and that was also the right decision. So we're moving forward with it.
Well, so my concern, this is a little nerdy, but my concern has always been the math, right? And what I don't want to see happen are some of our conservative districts in the state of Tennessee get a little closer in terms of the numbers, the potentially putting them at risk. And I'm interested in any thoughts on that, and is that something that you've been monitoring? And then boil that down to the 7th Congressional District and talk to us a little about how your district has changed. And I don't feel like it's changed as much as some, obviously, but there are some changes in the map there, right?
For sure. And so, I think to start, I mean, I agree with you that, of just the general overall concern, but I think we're going to find that these are all still very solidly red districts. For ours, we believe it was an R plus 10 before. We think it's about the same. Maybe it's an R plus 11 now in the new district. And I want to say that I'm number one. It is bittersweet. I love it. Just coming off that last election win and having we set an objective, and I know we talked about this before, but our team had an objective in our first quarter to visit all 14 of our counties and to be present, and we did that. And I was very proud of the team to get out there and engage with folks all across our district. And I love our district, but I'm also excited about the new district as well. And so we go from 14 counties to 8 counties. And so in the new district, we add Sumner, Macon, and Trousdale to us, and then we keep Montgomery, the majority of Montgomery. I do want to mention this, that we've lost the northwest corner of Montgomery. And we've actually lost the cantonment area that we have on the Tennessee side of Fort Campbell. And so I'm, a little unhappy about that, but we still have the majority of Montgomery County. We still have Clarksville. That's still our constituency, and we're going to fight hard for veterans and military and their families there. But we also, we keep Dixon, Cheatham, Robertson, and actually expand in Davidson County. As well.
So was this? I mean, curiosity compels me to ask this question, Matt. I know in order to feel compelled to serve in Congress, you have to have a servant's heart, obviously, but you also it's kind of a lot of type A personalities, kind of go-getters, the same type of personality you would see in your military service, right? I want to go out there, I want to get it done, I want to make some decisions, let's go. Was it difficult to kind of feel like because you're kind of on the sidelines, and you kind of have to wait and see what's going to happen because you don't want to put your thumb on the scale in any way, but at the same time, I'm sure that you just wanted to get in there and take charge.
Oh, that is absolutely the case. That was definitely my feeling. We'd love to jump in here and give all of our thoughts, and this is what we should do. But our Tennessee General Assembly are great members, and they've done a great job in the Republican Party there, and I know worked hard to get the maps to where they are now to give us this 9-0 to gain this seat. And in our representative democracy, that's what we do. We elect those state officials to go and make decisions, and I'm confident in the decisions that they made and what they got done. And so but I'm with you. As that type A personality would wanted to jump in and get off the sidelines and get in there, but I'm confident in the work that they did, and now we're moving forward. Just as fast as we can. That happened very quickly last week, and I ended up our team put together. We were able to go to Sumner County, their GOP meeting on Saturday morning, and let me tell you, Matt, it was such a warm reception and welcome there, and I was able to talk for 12 or 15 minutes and just really kind of introduce myself and in the background, military veteran, time in state government and small business, and shared a little bit about my family history and background, why I decided to run. And what I know is the Sumner County GOP is very strong, and I am excited and eager to effectively represent them and the rest of our district and fight hard. And I think the key here too is that while we'll be running, and we're representing the rest of our 14 counties now through the rest of this Congress, and we'll be running in this race for the new district, but until the next Congress, we'll be representing all of our 14 counties. And I'm excited about that. We're going to keep supporting our military families and veterans, our farmers and ranchers, protecting our homeland, just working for hardworking families.
Well, and you
reduce costs.
And Congressman Matt Van Epps, our guest, you touched on it, Matt, that I've asked Speaker of the House Cameron Sexton this question as he was on the show. Asked Senate Majority Leader Jack Johnson same question, and they both had the same answer with regard to, the legality, and they're both very confident, as we all are. Anyone that's kind of looked at this, that everything happened on the up and up, and these districts will get confirmed. The big question then is, will we get beyond the lawsuits prior to the August primary and the November election? And that's kind of the question. So that has to leave you in a little bit of not a quandary, but just a kind of a weird space where you are representing the 14 counties. You do expect that your district map will change, but you don't exactly know when. Is that fair?
That is fair, and I will tell you, Matt. I did not come up with this line. It was somebody on my team, but I keep using it and give him credit. But he said, he was talking to me, and we were kind of talking through all this, and he said, Matt, the district lines might change, but the mission doesn't.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, yeah, that's exactly right. And we're going to keep fighting hard. We're going to keep fighting hard for conservative values, to continue America first, to continue fighting for infrastructure improvements for our military veterans, or for farmers. I mean, you name it. We're going to keep up that fight in our current district, and then whatever that new district looks like, whenever it looks like that way. And I'm being back in the campaign here for this too, number one, thank you to all of your listeners. You have just such a great audience, a huge audience, and thank you to them. Thank you to the voters for sending me here. The magnitude of this, the responsibility, is not lost on me. Our team is working really hard because that's what we have to do. That's what our folks deserve, and we're going to keep up that fight. And I ask for everyone's support and vote going into this next cycle, and just honored to be here and fighting really hard every day.
And final question from me, because I know you've got to run. Have you game planned the overall picture in Congress? Are you more confident, considering the Supreme Court decisions, considering the fight that the Republicans are putting on to keep control of the House of Representatives? Because you alluded to it at the beginning of the conversation. We both know what the next 2 years will be like if the Democrats take over. It'll just be lawfare and just more of what we saw in the first term. How confident are you, crunching the numbers, that the Republicans can keep the House?
I'm bullish, Matt. I'm optimistic in our chances. I think with the efforts that are going on now across the country here with redistricting, I think when you look at the fundraising numbers and the Republican Party having outraised Democrats at this point, I think for the first time in over 10 years, we're in a good position. There's work left to be done, and we've got to continue to fight really hard. We need everybody to come out and support Republicans to keep the House majority. It is so vitally important. We've got incredibly important work to do, and so we just need everybody to be on the team and get out there and support throughout the election process.
All right, I've got two quick messages from the listeners. One from 1586, that's what we call them because they're numbers on the text line, says, Matt, will you please impart to Mr. Epps how much I appreciate them coming on the show. Very grateful that they carve out time to be available to the people that elected them. That's number one. And number two, and this one I think you'll like even more, Matt. Jason writes in and says, I want him to know that I did not vote for Matt Van Epps, but I'm very proud to call him my representative.
Wow.
How about that? So,
Matt, it's humbling.
Stuff. That's great stuff.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you to those listeners. I appreciate that so much, and we're gonna keep working really hard. And I'm very proud to represent this district. And I'm so grateful for that, Matt. I'm grateful for you and what you do every day.
Well, thank you, Matt, and we'll have you in very soon. Come on and see us when you're in Nashville, okay?
That'd be great.
All right,
Thank
there's
you so
Congressman Matt Van Epps joining us for a few good moments and nice commentary. And, some people are a little frustrated with what they consider to be a do-nothing House right now. We'll talk about that in a moment. It's 55 after the hour, plus your calls on China and data centers, all on the way on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hello, friends. It's Matt Murphy, and let's talk about a place where European auto repair doesn't feel like European auto repair. Now, if you've got a European vehicle, you know that these things are special, and you need to treat them as such. This is Matt Murphy to tell you that the moment you walk into Eurofix, you notice they're not your typical quote-unquote greasy garage. Waiting rooms are clean and comfortable. They're inviting. Service areas are spotless because Eurofix cares about everything from how you're treated to how your vehicle's treated. Every repair comes with a rock-solid 3-year, 36,000-mile nationwide warranty on all the repairs that they perform. Plus, they perform these repairs at below dealer pricing. Below dealer pricing. You don't have to put up with dealer prices. You don't have to put up with getting ghosted waiting on a callback. Eurofix fixes everything European, plus you're offered a rental car available at every appointment. With the locations in Nashville, Franklin, Belmead, Murfreesboro, and Mount Juliet. Help is close by. Call 844-EUROFIX, 844-EUROFIX, or go online at myEurofix.com.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast and traffic coming up in 5 minutes. Right now in America, the U.S. Supreme Court says women can keep getting the abortion pill mifepristone through the mail. Louisiana, which banned abortion in 2022, was trying to make it where women had to get it in person from a doctor. Here in Tennessee, a federal judge says the new congressional map will stand while the lawsuits are litigated. Federal Judge, Chief U.S. District Judge William L. Campbell Jr. for the Middle District of Tennessee denying temporary restraining orders filed by Democrat 9th District candidates Steve Cohen and Justin Pearson, who claimed the new map causes undue burden on the right to vote. 41 people now being monitored for potential hantavirus, the CDC revealed today. ABC News medical contributor Dr. Alok Patel says the rising numbers do not indicate an increased threat to the public.
This is not an airborne, overly contagious respiratory virus that we've seen in the past, especially with COVID.
No Americans are positive for hantavirus at this time, officials say, but 16 people are being monitored under quarantine at that special medical facility in Nebraska and others in other states, but not Tennessee and Kentucky. Here in Tennessee, a Robertson County man's under arrest after police say he threatened to bomb the new Nissan Stadium construction site, which they had to shut it down out of abundance of caution. Investigators say 47-year-old Mark Hugh Henderson was tracked to Alabama, where he was arrested and now faces charges including making a false report and threatening mass violence. And the U.S. Senate passed a bipartisan resolution that ties lawmakers' pay to government shutdowns. Senators will not get paychecks while federal agencies are closed in future shutdowns, though that money will be released later. This is to go into effect after the midterm elections. An effort now to combat sexual misconduct in Congress. Here's ABC's Jay O'Brien.
This is a rare bipartisan partnership between the top Republican and Democrat in the House, Speaker Mike Johnson and Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, aimed at combating sexual misconduct on Capitol Hill. It will be led by two female members of the House, Democrat Teresa Legger Fernandez and Republican Kat Kemick, with the goal of identifying reforms and solutions to make Congress safer for staff. Speaker Johnson writing, quote, "To state the obvious, all women should feel comfortable and safe working in the halls of Congress."
And forget that food and energy costs are at historic highs. ABC's Jim Ryan says consumers are still consuming.
The Census Bureau's advance estimate of retail sales for April was up 0.5% from March and nearly 5% above the figure from April of last year. It's the third month in a row that retail sales have risen and comes despite surveys finding that consumers are frustrated with price spikes resulting from the war with Iran.
That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. All right, we've got crashes starting in Whites Creek. This one's blocking the left 2 lanes of Briley Parkway eastbound at Brick Church Pike. Hermitage, Lebanon Pike at Central Pike. Antioch, Murfreesboro Pike at Hamilton Church Road. Madison, Briley Parkway eastbound at Ellington Parkway. Old Hickory Boulevard at Dickerson Pike in Cedar Hill. And in Goodlettsville, Springfield Highway at E End Road. Complete stop-and-go brake tapping continues. Eastbound 44 from 65 to 24, northbound 65 to the South Loop, eastbound South Loop over there to 65, and then the eastbound East Loop. It's a stop-and-go for a long time. So is northbound North Loop up to 24. I'm Ken Weaver.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Wake up, friends. It's the Matt Murphy Radio Show. It is 8 minutes after 5 o'clock, and I'm pleased you've decided to join us. Hello, welcome in. For those of you just getting off work, thank you for being with us. Maybe you've already given us the first 2 hours. We appreciate you giving us hour number 3 and hour number 4. In the third hour every day, we've got nincompoops in the news. I got a good one today.
I'm picking the order.
You are not picking the order.
Cameron won.
Right.
He's not here.
Uh-huh.
So it goes to the king.
He already tested me. He texted me, rather.
He tested you?
He tested and texted me. He tested me by texting me. That's right. Ken Weaver's back in News Closet B. You notice what Ken Weaver doesn't do? Constantly complain about nincompoops in the news.
I don't complain. I just tell you how it's going to be, buddy boy.
Yeah, Ken. Ken.
Yes, sir.
My grandpa would look at me on occasion, and he would say to me, "Young man, you're getting a little too big for those britches." And I feel like Jackson's getting too big for his britches. And I think, and I'm not blaming Ryan for this because Ryan is doing some great training behind the glass, but I think it's Ryan's fault. Okay, I am blaming Ryan. Actually, now that I take it back. I'm blaming Ryan for this. Inadvertently, through no fault of his own, it is his fault.
I'm just attempting survival.
Ryan wants to survive. He's doing his best. But because Jackson's not occupied answering the telephones and doing the job back there, he's busy trying to take over this radio show.
Successfully, I might add.
Oh, really? You want to talk about data centers for the next 30 minutes?
Yeah, let's talk data centers. They're being built, and they're scary. 615-737-9986.
Ken, I'd like to say otherwise, but I think Jackson just basically...
I think he just put it in a nutshell.
He just kind of nailed it.
They're computers, and they're scary. You know what goes into these things?
What?
It's like, you remember, you had one of those iRacing rigs, right?
I did.
It is like 1,000 of those.
Yeah, or more.
And then 1,000 of those on top of it.
Yes, yes.
And that's a data center.
Bring up that Terminator 1984 is set in 2029.
It's oh, is it?
Yes.
It's coming, baby. It's coming. Hey, Jackson, since you're in control, welcome Amy from Nashville to the show.
Amy from Nashville, you're next on the Jackson Williams Show.
I want to know why Jackson's afraid of data centers.
I don't know.
That's not really why I'm calling.
Oh, it's just what Matt said. I figured that's the conversation we were having. How are you?
Or why are they scary? I'm doing great, Jackson. It's so wonderful to be on your show this afternoon.
Thank you. What you got for me?
By the way, Amy, is it Amy? Is that your name?
AMY.
AMY. Okay, Amy. By the way, I'll get out of the way here in a moment. Let you and Jackson talk. But you just when I write my first book, My first book is going to be entitled, But That's Not Why I Called. Because I think that'd be a good title for a book, for a radio host. Anyway.
That'd be an awesome title.
Go ahead, Jackson. I apologize for interrupting.
What you calling for today, Amy?
Well, I did want to talk about data centers. I wonder, y'all have been to Mammoth Cave or Cumberland Caverns, right? Why are we not putting these data centers underground? It's already the temperature, the further you go, it's cooler, right? So it should take less energy to heat, cool them. There's plenty of caves in Kentucky. Where did those Corvettes fall into? Couldn't we go in there?
Have you been there, by the way?
Data centers?
I went to the Corvette Museum. What they did to repurpose it to include the little sinkhole was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild.
All right, I'm currently this. Not that I want to get in the way of the host here, Jackson, but I'm going to figure out the answer to your question, Amy, while you talk to
My
Jackson.
guest every Thursday for the 5 and 6 o'clock hour, Matt Murphy.
Yeah, huh? Humidity.
Well, there's abandoned or decommissioned missile silos. Like, those should be pretty easy to convert, right? And there's things you can do to pull humidity and moisture out of the air. I'm sure with all that UFO technology, there's solutions.
Yeah, I think
The boring company can drill. Sorry, go ahead.
No. I'm to understand that we're right on it. That data centers don't go underground due to specialized engineering challenges and logistical difficulties, to include complex waterproofing and sophisticated ventilation. So
that's doable.
That seems like a lot of excuses, doesn't it, Amy?
It does. I mean, I want solutions, not excuses, not problems.
I
want
feel like
solutions.
eventually we'll get there.
Or we put them underground.
No, the cave huggers come out of nowhere.
The cave huggers?
The cave huggers.
Yeah, there'll be
you need them because you can't put that AI cat back in the bag.
Wow, that's true. What'd you say, kid?
There'll be some worm we got to protect.
That's right. You got to those little wormy snail darters or whatever they are.
The Weaver Wiggler.
Can
Named
I
it
say
after
one
you,
last
Ken.
thing?
Yes, ma'am, baby. This is your party. We're just here.
I'm Ken Weaver.
Hey, Amy. Yes, ma'am.
We got I'm Not Ken Weaver shirts coming, by the way, fellas.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, we do. We do. I've heard that they're in production. I've been told under good authority that they're in production.
All right.
Very excited about
I'll wear
that.
my fake beard with it.
You would look good with a Weaver
With a
style.
Weaver beard?
With a Weaver beard.
Somebody AI that. Use a data center and AI my face, Weaver's beard onto my face.
Might hurt a worm.
The Weaver Wiggler.
Don't want to hurt the Weaver Wiggler.
Mike is in, but I'm a little uncomfortable because I'm a little uncomfortable hearing Ken say you don't want to hurt the Weaver Wiggler. I feel like that's not the first time he said that. Mike. Hello, Mike. How are you?
Hey, doing fine. What's up, Jackson?
What's going on, Mike? What you
Hello,
got
Matt.
today?
No, I was calling. So when you do a search on Google or whatever, like where's WTN located, it'll go out to a data center somewhere and ping the servers that are used to support the WTN company. When you ask ChatGPT a question, it's going out there and pulling data from billions of data points from hundreds of servers. Hence, those servers of today can't handle what it's going to be in the future. So they're building these massive data centers with new chips and all the things associated to be able to support the bandwidth that's going to be needed when somebody asks a question to an AI or ChatGPT or one of those kind of businesses. So I just wanted to mention that. And you start looking at the impact to the economy. Companies like Oracle and even Cisco today laid off 4,000 people. Oracle laid off 25,000 people because Oracle particularly is pumping billions and billions of dollars into these data centers. Oracle pumped like $60 billion in 3 months into building data centers to support this. So to offset that, you got to get rid of non-essential, quote unquote, employees.
Well, non-essential humans, basically.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. So pay attention to what's going to happen to employees that are in more operational type of roles, and watch these companies.
Mike, that's a very informative and quite frightening telephone call. Thank you for making it. SuperTalk 99.7 WTN. From Mike, a reasonable Mike, to, well, I don't know. I won't call him unreasonable. Hey, welcome in Mike and Old Hickory. Jackson?
What's going on, Mike?
How you guys doing?
Fabulous, Mike. Hope you are.
Just peachy.
Pretty good day. Trump's coming home tomorrow, and he got a green light to get rid of Iran once and forever. And you know how he did that? He took over all these executives and Elon Musk. And they went over there and they said, you know what? You don't have a card to play. And then China immediately agreed the Strait of Hormuz has to open and stay open. That statement from China, Xi, right to the face of Trump, said, Trump, get the job done. Now, the meeting really was about Taiwan, AI. That's what we're all scared about now, right? So guess what? Why was Elon Musk over there with Donald Trump in China? Because Elon Musk runs a company called SpaceX. You put all these data centers into space, you can cool them down because space is cold, and you can energize them because it's 24/7 daylight from our own sun. Then eliminates all these data centers on the ground. China, even the United States, Matt, even the United States can't absorb the electricity demands. So Elon Musk is over to China saying, China, you want to put your data centers up? Then buy it from me. Because the United States is doing it, and we'll build these data centers in space. And therefore, they'll be cooled, and therefore they will be energized by our own sun.
Mike?
And you know what, man? These people think way beyond me, and I'm even thinking of this.
Wow. And you're a thinker.
Listen, I know you cannot build data centers on Earth without taking up so much power and electricity
that's right.
to do what they want to do.
Well, we're going to build them. We're going to build them in space.
We're going to build them in space, and then we're going to go nuclear. We have to go nuclear first.
Where are we building them in space?
1,000 miles up. You get rockets to lift them up. SpaceX, SpaceX run by Elon.
Okay.
They've already proved their lifting capabilities.
Okay.
They've already proved it. And then they bring the lifting rockets right back down on the platforms, which cuts the cost of lifting stuff up into space.
Only one problem I can think of is maintenance. What happens when a hard drive burns?
Yeah. What happens when we have to replace a light bulb?
It won't fail up there because it's space. There's nothing to make it fail.
Oh.
There's nothing up there that makes anything fail. It's dead. It's space.
Oh.
There's no atmosphere. There's nothing to degrade components.
What about Apollo 13? That system failed in space.
Yeah, well, but that was less than 300 miles up.
Oh.
We're talking 1,000, 1,500 miles outside of the outer atmosphere where it's so cold.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm all about it. I would, hey, Mike, you won't get an argument from me. Let's put them in space as opposed to putting them on Earth. 1,000 miles up in space where no systems will ever fail. Okay. 21 after the hour. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hello, friends. Matt Murphy for The Glock Store. Have you marked your calendar? It's 16 days. I'm going to start counting it down, baby. 16 days and counting before we'll be out at The Glock Store for the big-time open house with thousands and thousands of dollars given away in raffles at The Glock Store during the open house event. In 4 hours, they're planning to give away up to $50,000 worth of merchandise. That's incredible. I'm talking Red Dot Optics and other accessories and Glocks. I mean, they've got Glocks that they're giving away, friends, at the Glock Store, which you might expect. They give away so much. I mean, it is a fascinating thing to watch, and we've enjoyed being there every year. You'll see me, you'll see Chris Hand, you'll see Dan Mandis, and you'll see an incredible amount of Second Amendment supporters who are all there for the big-time open house. Whether you've been before or you've never been, you need to go to the Glock Store. Matter of fact, our own Brian Wilson's Cabana wife will be there selling cookies, and let me tell you something. Those cookies are worth going by themselves, but you should go for the Glocks and the giveaways and the raffles and the camaraderie and everything else. And once again, if you've never been, you can tour the facility. It's a fabulous place to shoot. It's a fabulous place to learn to train. It's a fabulous place to buy all of your accessories and your Glocks at the Glock Store. It's the Glock Store's big open house at the end of the month, May 30th from 10 until 2. Be there. I will too. GlockStore.com. How do you keep your important valuables safe and secure from theft or fire? My solution, Nashville Safe House. It's the only one that I would recommend. Friends at Nashville Safe House, Mark, Jill, and the rest of the team will tour you through their incredible facility with over 200 safes on the showroom floor and another 400 or thereabouts in their warehouse. They have the right safe for you in stock and ready to go, and their professional crew will deliver it to your home. They never, ever let a crackhead deliver your safe. Friends, they've got safes like Browning, Fort Knox, Champion, Superior, Rhino, and so many other brands. Every single brand you can imagine they've got on the showroom floor. Plus, they do vault doors and storm shelters as well. It's Nashville Safe House, the finest Browning dealer in these United States of America, and that means the world. They have a better selection than anywhere in the United States, and I'll put them against anybody. And they certainly they are well positioned to give you the rebates and to give you the price point that you want, that you need for the safety and security of your valuables and your family. That's what it's all about. NashvilleSafehouse.com, NashvilleSafehouse.com, conveniently located on 4th Avenue South, across from City Cemetery. It's Nashville Safe House.
And the Supreme Court has issued a decision on access to the abortion pill, mifepristone. I'll tell you about it coming up at 5:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Thank you, Ken Weaver. So several of you have noted that You know, and I wasn't okay. I was kind of being dismissive of Mike from Old Hickory. Maybe Mike from Old Hickory is smarter than Matt Murphy, your executive producer of the Jackson Williams Show on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Because listen to this. This is from Investors Business Daily, and a loyal listener Richard sent me this article. We're not making this up. Space stocks powered higher Wednesday following reports that Google was in discussion with Elon Musk's SpaceX to build orbital data centers. Rocket Lab, Firefly Aerospace, Voyager Technologies, and Intuitive Machines all jumped. The Wall Street Journal reported earlier this week, Tuesday, that Google parent Alphabet was looking into a potential rocket launch deal with SpaceX as a part of the tech behemoth's effort to establish space-based data centers. Although the pair would be partners under the launch partnership, they would still compete on the front of orbital data centers. Google owns 6.1% of SpaceX. Yada yada yada. Musk's SpaceX plans to build its own constellation of solar-powered satellites equipped with artificial intelligence hardware, which are designed as orbital data centers to support AI computing. The company earlier this year requested permission from the FCC to launch up to 1 million of the data center satellites to support AI workloads. Good on you, Mike. That's impressive. Who is next? I believe it's Matthew from Nashville. Hello, Matthew.
Hey, how's it going? I'm actually disappointed to hear your response because I was just like, who's this idiot that just spoke in front of me? And he actually, like, literally, like, hit a balloon, blows his eyes up, and like, whatever.
I was like, that was the same thing. I was like, what a moron. He's talking about putting these things into space, and then somebody sends me this article. It's like, hey, the smartest people on planet Earth are planning on putting these things into space. I was like, oh, okay.
Well, I mean, it's not. So I work at it. I sell this stuff, and I didn't sell this stuff a year ago, so I had to learn it. And I had no idea how all this crap worked. And I talked to people that own small businesses that don't know what this stuff is. And, like, in general, I think the biggest struggle behind this is most people don't know how anything technological other than the back, like other than their user interface works. And that's even a struggle for them. And so, like, in general, people just have no idea, and they have whatever. But, like, the internet is connected through all the wires, or it's going through satellites now. So, like, yeah, that could work. But in general, like, they're just trying to find municipalities that literally would just let them put these there. And it is something like jobs, but it's like you're kind of fighting two fights. You're like, here's a problem with, like, technical hardware and power and land, and just, hey, we're trying to, like, level up. And it's not a China thing or whatever. It's just like we're running out of parts all across the board, and we're running out of space that we want to put these things. But, like, at the same time, like, I just can't believe how many people legitimately think it's like this end of the world scenario, whenever it's literally just how we're going to work and how we're going to interface. Like, we used to have all these other jobs that are going to be replaced, but then they came back. Like, the job of a lamplighter got replaced. The job of a driver has moved from different scenario to scenario. Now it's autonomous, but it's not fully gone.
But isn't it? I mean, but this is a big. I mean, would you not agree, though, Matthew? That I mean, this is a bigger leap than those types of things. I mean, I understand that the horse,
the space or the
AI,
the space or what?
AI.
Okay. I mean that it's a philosophical question in some senses. Like,
I agree.
And it's a human rights issue versus, like, hey, we're just computing, but, like, at the end of the day, some companies are spending more on artificial intelligence credits to replace jobs than, like, they can't fully fix it. Like, I worked for a company for 8 years, and we put all our entire company systems in all of our platforms and everything in a cloud-based virtual system. So my whole computer was in a data center in some place, no idea. Maybe sitting in Virginia, maybe sitting in another state, whatever. Like, it was somewhere. But, like, what I have is, like, we had 25-year-old trading systems that literally we couldn't sunset because they couldn't figure out how to move it over. And I guarantee you, like, unless you get a bunch of people just to coordinate new software and like new things across the board, like you have to get people to agree to changes from a business perspective to like.
Well, I agree with I agree
larger-
with the concepts that you're talking about. Look, it's the beginning of a conversation for me because I'm intrigued. I'm fascinated by this. And you're obviously knowledgeable, Matthew. Keep listening. Keep calling me with information. But I'll leave you with this food for thought before we go to news. For years, I have been arguing against a socialistic principle called universal basic income. I see a future that has a universal basic income in it. I'm not saying it's good, bad, or I'm not suggesting I'm indifferent on it. What I'm suggesting is with artificial intelligence in play, it opens up that window, and I think that's going to be very, very bad for society. I'm going to leave you with that. I got to scoot. I know that that's unfair, but I got to go because it's unfair to make Ken Weaver wait on the news, and he's already waiting on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast and traffic in 5 minutes. Right now in America, the U.S. Supreme Court has preserved broad access to the abortion pill mifepristone without an in-person doctor visit. This as litigation over FDA safety regulations continues. Here in Tennessee, a federal judge says the new congressional map stands while lawsuits are litigated. Democrat 9th District candidate Steve Cohen and Justin Pearson asked that it be blocked, arguing it causes undue burden on the right to vote and right to associate. But Chief U.S. District Judge William L. Campbell Jr. for the Middle District of Tennessee did not agree. We are learning more about a Nashville daycare where 2 babies were found with bite marks and scratches. Here's Channel 4's Sarah Allen.
This all started last month when police were called to Centennial Children's Hospital for a 5-month-old baby with scratches and a swollen foot. Later that same day, another baby, a 3-month-old, with bite marks on her body and several bruises and contusions to her head. Parents for both children explained to police that they had dropped them off at Grand Nanny's daycare on Piccadilly Row. That kick-started an investigation by police into the daycare run by Sidonia Bowling and Joyce Hill. The investigation found that one of the women is legally blind and often left the home for doctor's appointments, leaving the other owner in charge of sometimes over a dozen children inside the home at a time.
Now, the women are now charged with child neglect and running an unlicensed child care operation. Investigators believe a dog inside the home may be responsible for some of the injuries. 41 people now being monitored for potential hantavirus, the CDC revealing today. No Americans are positive for hantavirus at this time, officials said. ABC News medical contributor Dr. Alok Patel says hantavirus not nearly as contagious as COVID and other respiratory viruses.
Hantavirus really, especially with Andes virus, can only spread if you really have prolonged close contact with somebody who is symptomatic, such as if you are a caretaker or you're living with someone.
A CDC spokesperson confirming that there are 12 states with people under monitoring for potential hantavirus infections, Tennessee and Kentucky not included. That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. All right, crashes. Whites Creek, Briley Parkway, eastbound at Brick Church Pike, Hermitage, Lebanon Pike at Central Pike, Cedar Hill Park, Old Hickory Boulevard at Dickerson Pike, Madison, Briley Parkway, eastbound at Ellington Parkway, Antioch, Murfreesboro Pike at Hamilton Church Road. We've got stop and go brake tapping northbound 65 to the South Loop, eastbound 440 over to 24. Then that continues on eastbound 24 past Briley Parkway. It's pretty slow going if you're eastbound South Loop to 65, northbound North Loop up to 24, and then the East Loop downtown. Also eastbound 40 between downtown and the Eastern Split. I'm Ken Weaver.
You guys hear that weather forecast, right? 90-degree temperatures next week. It is truly going to feel like summertime outside, and you're probably grabbing those shorty shorts and that revealing top, and you're getting out and about. Maybe you don't feel yourself. Maybe you don't feel it because you're just not in your body shape that you would like. Maybe it's because you've been trying, you're eating right, you're doing the things necessary, but you don't feel good about where you are from a body perspective. If that's the case, might I recommend you call Keith or the rest of the team over at Contours. Stephanie's there for you. Leah's there for you. Piper. They can assist you. Their red light technology is the perfect solution to get rid of that stubborn fat that keeps you from looking your best. And think about this. They're running a special right now called The Murph, and I'm, a particular fan of The Murph. They can tell you all about The Murph, which is a package of visits to Contours to get you where you want to be. And you can do this right now and be ready to go by summer. It's non-invasive. You've got nothing to lose but inches. They will let you come in and try it for a belly buster, $99. That's incredible. And if you don't lose at least 2 inches around your midsection, that first treatment is absolutely free. 615-236-9960. Sign up for this today. It's safe, it's effective, it's painless, and it works. I'm a testimony to it. I know that it works because I've been to Contours LLC myself. ContoursLLC.com or 615-236-9960. What do you have to lose but inches? Super Talk 99.7 WTN, 20 minutes until 6 o'clock. We'll get to Barry and Randy coming up in moments. You guys hang in there. I value your time and your telephone call, but we've got some business to take care of, to attend to. I was reading an article that someone sent me about AI and the AI lab Anthropic, which has been prevented from engaging in government-based systems because of the concerns about its security apparatus. But generally speaking, I just want to say this real quick and we'll get into nincompoops. The first version of ChatGPT, which was released in 2022, so that's 4 years ago, could perform only could perform simple tasks that would take humans a few seconds, like simple mathematics, arithmetic, and whatnot. AI systems have become more powerful. They're able to complete more complex actions that would take humans hours or days. The measuring company that measures AI capability called Meter, M-E-T-R, found that AI capabilities are doubling in power every 196 days. Plotted on a graph, it looks like a hockey stick. And the expectation is that it will not be terribly long before AI reaches something called singularity. which if you want to scare the hell out of yourself, do a little research into what that is. Why are you looking like that, Jackson?
The world's over. We had a good run.
Now the world will be fine.
Come with me if you want to live.
I think the world will be okay, Jackson. The humans
might not.
Humans maybe not so much. You know why we have so many problems with humans? Y'all know why we have so many problems with
Because
humans?
so many of them are nincompoops.
Nincompoops. That's exactly right.
Oh, yes, sir.
There we go. And they're in the news.
Nincompoops in the news.
You want to let this one ride, too?
What?
You want to let this one ride, too?
Oh, of course. Yeah. We love the Nincompoops jingle. It's time for Nincompoops in the News. You know what the news is. You hear Ken Weaver delivering on set saying it's now time for us to go all across the state of Tennessee. These United States of America. Nay the globe. We go to this Nincompoops where they live and where they breathe. I've got a pretty good one today. Jackson, you want to go? Jackson, because I don't want to hear your belly aching, your whining and complaining. Pick the order. I don't want to hear it.
All right.
And you should pick me first because I was so gracious and so generous. And you know that I don't have your story, so.
Williams, Murphy, Weaver.
Okay, all right. That's okay.
A little nervous about what
I was worried about what Weaver's
Weaver
got down.
might have.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about
Brother
what
Jackson.
I don't think I got a winner today, but it's pretty good. These are nincompoops. This is real. I got the real nincompoops on my side.
Oh, he's just going to pick a liberal. Didn't you? Just whenever he says that.
Just do you. I got the real nincompoop.
I've got some liberal that'll make the audience angry and they'll vote for me.
Listen, y'all can listen to Weaver and Jackson talk about some dude with their pants around their ankles dangling what God gave them. But I got the real nincompoops over here. Go ahead.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Man smashes through wall at Punxsutawney Hospital, runs naked into the woods.
I did that one.
I asked you. I said, has anybody done one from Punxsutawney?
I didn't know.
And you know what Matt said? No, nobody's done anything. I'd remember that because that would mean we have 6 more weeks of nincompoops. And I had that joke ready, and you stole it from me. You stole it from me right here.
No poaching in the King's Forest.
I didn't remember. I remember he ran through the wall. I didn't realize it was from Punxsutawney. Ken, did you say it was from Punxsutawney?
Yeah, that's from Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
Oh, I didn't. I wasn't. I'm sorry.
All right, I've got a backup.
Okay, very good.
That's way to go, Brother Jackson.
That's the way to be ready.
3 Ardmore men arrested accused of stealing bongs in gas station robbery. Ardmore police arrested.
That's my bong noise. That's pretty good,
How
isn't
do
it?
you know what a bong sounds like, Matt?
I used to smoke out of a bong when I was in college. Well, you thought that was going to scare me? Admitting that I did some things that I'm not so proud of back in the college days? Sure.
Ardmore. Are you done?
Yeah, you put ice in the... Never mind.
Ardmore police arrested 3 men and recovered 2 stolen bongs after they allegedly burglarized a gas station on West Broadway Street early Wednesday morning. Police say 19-year-old Caden Cooper, 18-year-old Logan Kelly, and 18-year-old Damon White were found a block away from Kang's Broadway Express after officers responded to an alarm call at 1:24 a.m.
I could go for some Chinese food.
Officers arrived at the gas station, finding a hammer lying on the ground next to a smashed window with no suspects in sight. They reviewed surveillance footage showing a man wearing a mask breaking in and grabbing 2 bongs with 2 others entering. The 3 men were located shortly after and transported to jail.
I roomed with a guy in college. He would make bongs out of weird things.
Like what?
A lamp.
Woodpeckers?
He made a bong out of a working lamp one time.
Interesting.
A lot of time on our hands in college, I guess.
Did you have to plug it in?
No, but he also made one of those, Ken. Have you ever seen one of those motorized deals?
No, I have not.
Ken Weaver.
I haven't seen a motorized bong.
Oh, yeah. You plug those suckers in. It's...
How about an e-cig?
No, these were...
Now, this was way before e-cigs.
This was back in the 90s, man. But it's...
Interesting.
I hesitate to say this because I don't want to seem like I'm promoting this, but I'm just going to go ahead and tell y'all.
All right.
It seemed like a good idea, and we were all very excited about it, but it was just a huge waste of dope.
So it burned it all up.
Because it was a sucker. It pulled from the bottom, and so it was constantly, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's no good.
No, that's no good. It's no good. Not that we would, no, it's crazy with gasoline prices. Not that we would promote any of that because it's all bad. And I hope they catch those dastardly criminals that stole those bongs and throw them under the jail.
Which Ardmore was that, Brother Jackson?
I believe Missouri.
Ardmore, Missouri. All right.
Jackson's sitting over here in the room rubbing his eyes like he's a 3-year-old kid that's ready for a nap.
This is Ardmore, Oklahoma.
That's what I thought.
You got him on camera. You got him on camera, Ryan.
He asked me not to do it except in rare circumstances.
He was over here. He was rubbing his eyes like he's a 3-year-old that needs a nappy.
Except in rare
Strip club will do it to you.
In rare circumstances. This is one of those rare circumstances there.
Sure.
Pineapple Willie.
I had an eye itch. Deal with it.
Here's my nincompoop, fellas. Baltimore mayor. Shut up. Just be quiet.
Oh, here comes the liberal that's going to make the audience mad, so I win.
Baltimore Mayor Brandon Scott is locked in a bitter feud with Inspector General Isabel Mercedes Cumming, in which she has accused City Hall of abusing expenses by blowing $50,000 on snacks at sports games. Y'all, that's a lot of damn snacks.
Yeah, not in this economy.
The disagreement began in January when Cumming investigated potential fraud in the city-run youth diversion program, but was supplied with heavily redacted invoices by record keepers. She then issued a subpoena demanding to see unmarked originals. Cummings said she was ignored. The inspector general then said she had, quote, unapproved and unfettered access to legally protected and confidential work communication. The city subsequently announced changes to the rules for her office. In other words, the city of Baltimore is demanding that the inspector general, whose job it is to audit the city, not be allowed to audit the city. Y'all with me so far? Cumming then characterized the move as an attempt to stop transparency. Earlier this year, she released a report detailing $167,000 in unchecked spending by staffers from the mayor's office, which included $50,000 spent at Baltimore Orioles and Baltimore Ravens games on crab cakes and Old Bay wings.
That's taxpayer money?
Yes.
Son of a biscuit eater.
$50,000. Y'all, that's a hell of a lot of crab cakes. I don't think all of us, given a week of Sundays, could eat that many crab cakes.
You challenging me?
I mean, how big a boy? I mean, I'm telling crab cakes. Rich. Delicious, but rich. She alleged excessive spending on birthday celebrations, employee appreciation celebrations, employee baby showers, and flowers. Noted that one named senior employee in the mayor's office requested last year that he have a fresh fruit tray made available to their team daily. That's all on taxpayer money. Scott's office responded by challenging Cummings' characterization about the spending and pointed out that they routinely entertain everyday Baltimoreans, or as I'd like to call them, Baltimorons. All of these people working in the city of Baltimore and anyone voting for them ever again, y'all are a bunch of nincompoops. Ken Weaver.
This here's out of Hawaii. A tourist who drew widespread condemnation for throwing a rock at a seal's head has been arrested by federal agents.
Well, that's good.
38-year-old Igor Mihailovich Litvinchuk of Covington, Washington, in a cell phone video is seen holding a large rock with one hand, aiming and throwing it directly at a monk seal.
No.
Narrowly missing the seal's head.
Careful.
When the witness confronted Litvinchuk, he said, quote, "I don't care. I'm rich enough to pay the fine."
Oh, no.
Maui resident Kaylee Schnitzer told Hawaii News Now the rock was the size of a coconut. Maui Mayor Richard Bisson said the charges send a clear message. Cruelty toward protected wildlife will not be tolerated. The mayor said he called the U.S. attorney in Honolulu to advocate for prosecution. Litvinchuk is charged with harassing and attempting to harass an endangered Hawaiian monk seal. These Hawaiian monk seals are critically endangered. Only about 1,600 remain in the wild. If convicted, Litvinchuk faces up to a year in prison for each charge. Thank goodness he's rich enough to pay a fine up to $50,000 for the Endangered Species Act and a fine of up to $20,000 under the Marine Mammal Protection Act.
That dude's a real nincompoop. Hey, Ken.
Yes, sir.
1570's writing in and asking, is his name Litvinchuk?
Litvinchuk.
Litvinchuk.
Yes, sir.
Man, look, I'm competing against Weaver, but I think he might deserve to win just for pronouncing that name the way he did. Can you give me the full name one more time, Ken Weaver, please?
Igor Mihailovich Litvinchuk.
Could you imagine me trying to pronounce that?
I was thinking that.
I would love to hear Brother Jackson do that.
I was thinking.
Well, because now I know how it's supposed to sound. It's like Igor Militnikov Vanderpump, right?
Vanderpump.
Yeah, that's
it, Jackson. There. Yeah, that's the one.
That's the guy throwing the rock at the seal.
That's the guy. I find it ironic that Ken Weaver is doing the throw the rock at the seal story when he is a well-known brick chucker.
That's when I was 10 years old.
That's true. You know better now.
Did you pay the fine, Ken?
I didn't get fined.
I'm just imagining 10-year-old Ken Weaver looking at his mama and his daddy going, that's okay. I got my allowance. I'll pay the fine.
I'm Ken Weaver.
I'm Ken Weaver.
Look, Mama, somebody killed a woodpecker.
That's right. That's exactly what you'd say. That's how we play Nincompoops in the News. Hit that music there as we roll out of here. Nincompoops in the News, thank you very much. And give me a there we go.
Nincompoops in the News.
That's right. Vote early, vote often. Vote Weaver, vote Murphy, vote Williams, but vote. You can vote online, YouTube, and the chat there, or you can vote on the Super Text. 615-737-9986. Back in a moment, 53 after the hour on Super Talk.
U.S. Supreme Court issues its decision on mail-order abortion drugs. We'll tell you about it at 6 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
.0008 says Jackson can have my vote if he admits that his cellmate in Gulf Shores yelled, "I'm Ken Weaver."
I cannot confirm nor deny anything that happened in the Pensacola-Escambia County Jail.
0589 says, I love the Jackson show. Me too.
Pending litigation.
Jackson getting a lot of votes. Weaver getting a lot of votes. Matt Murphy not getting nearly the number of votes.
You know, if I win today, the week's over, right?
How's that?
Because RJ won Monday.
Oh, jeez.
So that's none of us.
Okay, thank you.
I won Tuesday. That's me.
All right, very
Cameron
good.
won yesterday.
That's none of us.
If I win today, that's 2 for me, and y'all can't win 2 on Friday. So that would mean the reign of terror is back.
Listen to the calculus.
Good gracious.
This is not what nincompoops looks like.
This is not what nincompoops looks like.
Yeah, your math is correct, but right now Weaver's taking it on the super text line. So
Well, Weaver, we're fighting tomorrow.
We'll figure it out. You got about 10 minutes to go before the voting is done on Nincompoops in the News. And we've got to get to the real news on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Jeff, hang in there. Barry, you too. We continue to talk about artificial intelligence. Plus, speaking of artificial intelligence, I'm going to talk about real-world natural non-intelligence. I mean, Democrats. I repeat myself. That's coming up. Jamie Raskin is a moron. I got a clip from him. And this Charlotte, North Carolina deal is just astronomically racist, and they don't even know it. That's all coming up on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Full forecast and traffic in 5 minutes. The Supreme Court today ruling to preserve access to abortion drugs by mail, even in states where abortion is illegal. The justices kept on hold a lower court ruling that would have blocked telehealth abortions in Louisiana. ABC's Devin Dwyer explains what was at stake.
Women who need it and seek it would have to get it in person at a doctor's office, and many abortion rights advocates say that's a significant barrier for a lot of women in a lot of states. Now, the state of Louisiana, which bans abortion almost entirely, says that would be a good thing for them because they see this regulation as facilitating illegal conduct in their state. Women getting the pill by mail, even though it's outlawed.
Right now in Tennessee, a federal judge will allow the new congressional map to stand, denying a temporary restraining order filed by Democratic congressional candidates Steve Cohen and Justin Pearson, who claimed it violates the U.S. Constitution's First and 14th Amendments by placing undue burden on the right to vote. There are currently 41 people across the U.S. under monitoring for hantavirus. They come from passengers on the cruise ship who were sent to Atlanta. Passengers who had already left the ship and had already returned home before the outbreak was identified, and people who may have been exposed during travel, specifically on flights where a symptomatic case was present. None of those 41 people being monitored are in Tennessee or Kentucky. And right now in Middle Tennessee, we're learning more about the person, a controversial social media influencer, allegedly shot outside the Montgomery County Courthouse in Clarksville yesterday afternoon. Here's Channel 4's Amber Gion.
That's right. Right now, the courthouse is still closed. You can see the signs in place. And right now, we are learning about the man who was shot, Joshua Fox, who is a husband and a father. I spoke with his mother just a short time ago, and she says that, she's in the hospital right now, and as he continues to recover from 2 gunshot wounds. But the family has set up a GoFundMe page that is already gaining a lot of attention and money so far. I mean, earlier today, it was at $7,000. It's now gained to $28,000. And the mother tells us that right now they still do need a few days to process what happened. And right now they are asking for privacy for the family, again, as Joshua continues to heal.
So Dalton Etherly goes by Chud the Builder online. He posts racially charged videos of him using racial slurs to get a reaction out of people. He is still in jail, facing serious charges, including attempted murder. That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. Still working crashes. Whites Creek, Briley Parkway eastbound at Brick Church Pike, Hermitage, Lebanon Pike at Central Pike, Cedar Hill Park, Old Hickory Boulevard at Dickerson Pike, Madison, Briley Parkway eastbound at Ellington Parkway, Antioch, Murfreesboro Pike at Hamilton Church Road. Still complete stop-and-go brake tapping eastbound 440 to 24, then eastbound 24 from 440, northbound 65 up to the South Loop, and then eastbound South Loop 265. I'm Ken Weaver.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN. I'm sorry, we were having an intense debate here in the studio regarding the Tennessee Titans schedule release.
If they don't get a primetime game, I am going to be outraged and angry. This is not what NFL looks like.
You're kind of back. So you'll have to. Hey, Ryan. We got Jeff and Barry coming up in just a moment. It's the Matt Murphy Show, Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Do you know where, off the top of your head, can you tell him where your Jackson Williams Sports Update sounder is?
I cannot. It's on Bell K's hot board.
Okay.
What's it named?
NFL theme.
NFL theme from the Bell K board. See if you can find that, because I think this might merit a Jackson Williams and Action Jackson Sports Update. Because Jackson's very, very upset about something or another, and I don't think I quite understand it. Why we're so upset. I mean, I guess maybe I understand the draw of going to a night game at Nissan Stadium. I mean, that would be fun, right?
Potential to be the last one.
Well, sure.
You know what the last one at home would be if they don't get one this season?
What do you mean?
The last home primetime game
would have been
at Nissan Stadium.
Okay, let me guess. So we didn't have one last year.
Nope.
Year before last?
Nope.
Okay, you tell me.
December of 2022. Against the Cowboys, a Titans loss. Josh Dobbs, Tennessee legend.
But, I mean, look, I became a Titans fan when I moved to Nashville, Tennessee. I announced that. I've never lived in
you're the person who did this to us?
I've never lived in an NFL city. I said, you know what? I've been an Atlanta Falcons fan all my life, and that's just a lifetime of despair and disappointment. And I moved into this city in 2021. You know what the Titans were doing in 2021 when I came here? They were hosting the Cincinnati Bengals in a divisional playoff game.
Do you want to talk about that game?
Everything was awesome and wonderful. Okay, all right, you got it. All right, pause it for a second. We gotta go back to the beginning. I'll cue you. All right, Ryan's found it, so I'll cue you. Jeff, Barry, hang in there. We'll talk about AI. We're going to talk about morons like Jamie Raskin and others. But right now, at 10 minutes, and Pulp Fiction. Right now, at 10 minutes after the hour, it's time for an Action Jackson Sports Update. And with the Action Jackson Sports Update, it's my pleasure to introduce Jackson. Jackson.
All right. Titans scheduled to release in about 50 minutes from now.
But it's all leaked.
It's all leaked.
Every bit of it's leaked.
And so I had a trusted source come into the studio after wrapping up his duties elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And gave me what he's seen on the Twitter web.
And that is?
No primetime games for the Titans in 2026.
And can I just tell everyone that Jackson did not seem very pleased with that information?
It's just ridiculous that you don't get one. You have a young quarterback, an exciting new coaching staff. You have all the things. I understand you've won 6 games in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched every single one of them. Every one of those 34 games I've watched.
Yeah.
And it's horrible.
It's tough.
But just throw us a bone.
I don't know that. I think I've seen where it's a rarity that an NFL team doesn't get at least one primetime game.
And this will be
every other year.
2 years in a row.
Yeah. That's tough. That's tough. I mean, you're not asking for a home game necessarily. You're just saying a game in primetime.
I'd like to send Nissan Stadium out with a primetime game.
It would be nice. And
lovely.
You could showcase the progress on the new stadium. I hear it's coming along very nicely.
It looks lovely.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
and it's all semantics at this point. I mean, the official schedule drops in 45-ish minutes, so we'll find out if I need to be angry or not.
So are you suggesting that maybe this is faulty information? Maybe this is some bad information going on?
Are you telling me everything on Twitter isn't true?
It's my understanding that sometimes Twitter can be bad information. That's what I hear. But I'll trust my resource in the sports department of the Matt Murphy Radio Show, the Action Jackson Sports Update. Jackson not very pleased. Okay, very good. Jackson, you will also not be very pleased to note that Ken Weaver has won nincompoops in the news.
It's just 6:12. You haven't had time to count the votes yet.
Well, I'll do my best. But Jeff is in Indiana. Hello, Jeff. How are you?
Doing good, Matt. How's it going?
I'm doing well. What's up?
Hey, have you heard the latest that the DNC is trying to develop their own AI program, and that the AOC is involved in the development of this? It's called Actual Ignorance. And I hear they're trying to take over Ken Weaver's traffic reports. Crashes, and more crashes. Welcome to Crashville, boys. I'm Ken Weaver.
That's a fair Weaver impersonation. I like it, and I think we should leave it on a high note. Very good, Jeff. By the way, a lot of reaction to the Action Jackson Sports Update, and most of the reaction is basically along these lines. You ready? Teams that suck and don't win games don't get primetime games.
Then how do the Cleveland Browns play on primetime every single year?
Do they?
Yes.
Why?
Because
they're playing the Steelers?
Yeah, they're playing some other good team.
Ravens?
The Cleveland Browns always have a primetime game. So please explain to me how those correlate, because they've been terrible for 20 years at this point.
Jackson, those with a losing season do not deserve primetime games. The parking's too limited. The tunnel's not yet done. Newsflash, the Titans are trash. Oh, that kind of rhymed. I see what you did there, 1812. Jackson's not going to be pleased with that. Newsflash, the Titans are trash. And you know what? I love the Tennessee Titans, even though they've had a bad few years. And I have faith that Coach Robert Saleh can get us back in our winning ways. Don't you, Jackson?
Yeah, we'll see.
I was trying to give it a little.
He hadn't coached a game yet.
First game against the Jets?
Yeah.
Former team.
And I predict the Titans will open up a can of, as Weaver would say, whoop ass.
Maybe so. Let's talk to Barry next. Hey, Barry.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm well, Barry. Thank you for holding, and thank you for the call.
Okay, I had an idea for a new location for the data centers.
All right.
I heard the guy talking about putting them in space. What about on the moon and putting mini nukes to power them?
Well, I won't put anything past them now because I don't know if you heard it, Barry, but I was kind of poo-pooing the idea of putting them into space to begin with, and it apparently is a plan for OpenAI and ChatGPT to do just that. So I don't know. I don't know how that feels like that would be a little cost prohibitive, but who knows?
Well, it would cost them to get there, but they wouldn't be buying up land. They wouldn't be using all of the different resources that they're going to be destroying here because they wouldn't need any of that because of the cold there. The data centers wouldn't ever overheat or anything.
Well, we shall see. One thing's for certain, you will get less, I would imagine, complain. I don't know. People are going to complain about everything, Barry, but yeah. I feel like you would have fewer complaints if they put them on the moon than you do when they're putting them in Utah or in Kentucky or here in the state of Tennessee, because there are plenty of people that get very, very angry about the prospect of having a data center near them.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, great call. Thank you for making it, Barry. I do appreciate the hold. I wish I could say the same thing about some of my Democrat friends in Washington, D.C. I want to start with this clip. This is difficult to believe. But in Charlotte, North Carolina, the mayor is resigning. And I don't know the backstory as to why the Charlotte, North Carolina mayor is resigning, but they are. And the Charlotte, North Carolina NAACP president is now calling it, quote, seriously disturbing that there are white people that are kind of applying for the post of interim mayor. Give me a little audio video here, Ryan. Here is the head of the Charlotte, North Carolina NAACP acting, well, racist.
Why would we replace the black outgoing mayor with a white person? That simple.
NAACP Charlotte Mecklenburg chapter president Corinne Mack refusing to walk back her comments in this Facebook post from Monday. Mack wrote that it is, quote, seriously disturbing for white folks to be lobbying to be Charlotte's interim mayor. City Council is currently searching for someone to serve out the remainder of Vi Lyles' term, who is set to resign at the end of June. In an interview with Queen City News on Wednesday, Mack argued recent rulings on voting rights and redistricting efforts are evidence of black representation being undermined and stripped, and that voters in Charlotte have been intentional about having black representation.
And my question to the white folks who are up in arms and outraged, are they outraged about the fact that black representation is under attack? Are they outraged about the gerrymandering that's happening all over this country?
Martin Luther King is rolling over in his grave thinking about, hearing something like what was said today in that post.
Abdul Ali, the vice chair for the 12th Congressional Republican Party, rejected Mack's argument, saying it's antithetical to the original mission of the NAACP.
I think it's ridiculous because we're not talking about black people not being able to vote. We're not talking about black people not being able to run for office. If that were the case in any law that came out, whether it was done by the Trump administration or Republicans in any state, I'd stand with her against that. But that's not what we're talking about.
The search for interim mayor, meanwhile, is still in its early stages, but council has said they want Lyles' replacement ready in time for her June 30th resignation. Former Mayor Jennifer Roberts has already expressed an interest in the position.
All right, so so the NAACP president is arguing that white people need not apply for the possible post of interim mayor in Charlotte, North Carolina, because a black person currently holds that position. You understand how bigoted that truly is? The suggestion that white people cannot adequately hold a position of governance or an elected position over the black population in which they serve. It is absurd. It is antithetical to everything that Martin Luther King Jr. fought for. I don't pretend, like many people, to speak for MLK, but it just feels like it goes against the very fabric of his core being that we would suggest this. Number two, one is not correlation to the other. So if you don't like the redistricting effort going on in the state of Tennessee, win in the arena of ideas. Present yourself to the people of any given voting district and present yourself as a superior alternative to whomever else is running, and you'll have an opportunity to win that election cycle. No one, as the gentleman at the end of that piece mentioned, no one is preventing anyone from voting. Yet now, equal opportunity is not enough. People like this chairwoman from the NAACP Charlotte chapter demands a guarantee of an outcome. The outcome being that a black person represents Charlotte, North Carolina, because a black person had previously been elected to that post. That is on its face racism. That if you are of a different color, you need not apply because only black people are allowed to do so. Yet they say it out loud, loudly and proudly, and they are not soundly and roundly condemned, as would be the case, obviously, if the roles were reversed, as we have long done based on the people years ago who made the same types of arguments against black people. And yes, for those of you suggesting, and there are a couple that suggest, well, this entire conversation is beneath us. Yes, we must address this because sadly, there are plenty of people here in the state of Tennessee that believe it too. And there are plenty of elected officials like the Justins and others that argue the same point. They sit there and they argue with us that a black majority district like in Memphis is sacrosanct and may never be touched because black people deserve the opportunity to vote for their elected official of their choosing. Yet those same black people have voted for an old white dude for the last 20 years. Well, they can vote for whoever they want to. Well, they can vote for whoever they want to in the new district, too. You don't have a right to have a majority Democrat district, which is what they are actually arguing. And the Democrat presumption, and this is what is so insulting to the black population, the Democrat presumption that if you have a D behind your name, that you got them, right? It is what I have long described as the Democrat political plantation. You're on the plantation, you're never to veer off of it, and if you do, you are going to be socially condemned as an Uncle Tom. That's what they do. That's their language, not mine. It's 22 after the hour on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hi, friends. Matt Murphy for Grace Point Healthcare. Modern medicine delivered the old-fashioned way. Grace Point Healthcare is affordable, convenient, and located in the heart of Franklin. Within the sound of my voice, I encourage you to get over there, schedule your appointment, and go today or tomorrow and see the friends at Grace Point Healthcare. Whether you pay by the visit or enrolled in their Smart Care plan, you know you're getting exceptional care at the most affordable price possible. The basic Smart Care plan starts at $99 for the grown-ups, and that's $79 for the kids, and you can pay through your HSA account, meaning you don't have to have any out-of-pocket expenses, and that covers free office visits for the entire year, and free basic labs and diagnostics. How about that? Friends, spring into summer, transitional seasonal allergies are possible. Also, obviously, the ever-present possibility of a cold. If you're feeling down in the dumps, it's time to get to Grace Point Healthcare. Grace Point Healthcare can assist you, and they'll get to the root cause of the problem, not just treat the symptoms. That's what it's all about, and they don't let insurance companies get in the way. They're modern medicine delivered the old-fashioned way at Grace Point Healthcare. Genesis Diamonds has all the brands that you've seen online, from the top designers with no cookie-cutter mass-produced rings like you see at the other places. A Genesis Diamonds ring is a distinctive, unique, and handmade piece by the finest American craftsmen, designed by true artisans. If you're getting engaged or maybe celebrating a very special anniversary, do not settle for a plain ring, and do not settle for flowers and the other things. Get her a Genesis diamond ring that she will cherish for years and years to come. And truly, it will be an heirloom passed down for generations. The team at Genesis will make you feel welcome and comfortable. They're laid back, never pushy, no commission salespeople at Genesis Diamonds. That's the way it ought to be. Genesis Diamonds has the best selection, the lowest prices, the highest quality, the strongest warranty, and a 5-star rated staff. And don't forget about their Rolex collection, available for you too. Genesis Diamonds, Green Hills and Cool Springs. Stop by and see them today. Tell them Murphy sent you to the one and only Genesis Diamonds. That's the voice of Ken Weaver. He's back in News Closet B. My name is Matt Murphy. Ryan at the controls. Jackson Williams is not doing a lot. But he is doing some internet sleuthing, which leads us to, at 2 minutes until the 6:30 news, leads us to yet another update in the world of sports with an Action Jackson Sports Update. So I guess this would classify as an update to the update, which was a previous update from Action Jackson. Jackson?
The leakers have spoken.
Uh-huh.
The Titans play on Monday Night Football this season.
Wait a minute. I thought you were very upset a moment ago.
I was, and now I'm happy. War is over. It's great.
That was a little Trump.
A little bit of Trumpy Trump there.
Yeah, I was sad, now happy, elated.
Titans will play in Baltimore on Monday Night Football. According to leaks, this could all be proven false in just a short 30 minutes or so.
Okay, so what makes you so dare I say, cocksure. Yeah, you can say that. Dare I say that? What makes you so certain that this latest leak is the right leak and the previous leak that was leaked is an incorrect leak? Because you want this leak to be correct?
Same leaker.
Same leaker?
They just hadn't finished the leaking yet.
So I feel like there was some perhaps premature anger on the part of young Joseph, your buddy who came in here and leaked the leak that was leaked prematurely.
Yes. We had some extra leakage that came out and told us Titans are going to play on Monday Night Football. Week 4.
I expect these types of leaks from a man my age, but not from you young bucks. You ought to be able to control your leaks.
I'll get Joseph some Depends.
You should. Tell him to, button that thing down. So Monday Night Football, Ravens, Titans, that's the expectation.
Yes. Do you hear something?
What?
Nothing. I thought I heard something.
It's a kerfluffle.
There's a little something going on in the hallways.
We come back talking about Pulp Fiction.
We are. We're talking about Pulp Fiction. We'll talk to Dave quickly in Columbia when we return from the news, and then we'll give a full-throated, we have not done so yet, and it's late in the game. We got another movie review to get to over the weekend, but we've got a full-throated review by Jackson Williams of the movie Pulp Fiction. One of my favorite films. Love Quentin Tarantino as a director. Not for everybody, but he's certainly for me. We'll get to that. We'll get to Dave. We'll get to a couple of nincompoops in the Democrat Party. That's all on the way on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hello, friends. Matt Murphy for USS, which stands for United Structural Systems. These are foundation experts that you can depend on. Unlike Jackson Williams Sports Updates, which we're going to get to another update in just a moment, that you cannot depend on, you can depend that USS, they are your foundation experts. They're experts in foundation repair, waterproofing remediation, and concrete leveling. They do it all right here in Middle Tennessee. They understand Middle Tennessee topography. They understand what to do and what not to do. They understand when you need to move and when you are all good. That's what it's all about, is giving you a level of peace of mind, not trying to upsell you on anything, but just trying to get that foundation where it needs to be. I called them when I moved into my home, and I absolutely love these guys, and you will too. USS. Go to USSTN.com. That's USSTN.com. They're more than just waterproofing. They're committed, trustworthy. They are peace of mind. They are USS, United Structural Systems, USSTN.com. Dave, we're coming to you in Columbia, 37 after the hour. We also have a movie review to get to. Oh, my goodness, the extreme highs and lows. You know, Ryan is back there behind the glass. He is an even keel as they come. But, Ryan, I'm going to have to beg of you one more time to get to that Action Jackson sports update, if you can. Just let me know.
We're just going to go for it.
Okay, here we go. Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, it is my distinct privilege and honor to introduce to you young Action Jackson for yet another Action Jackson sports update of the update. Jackson, you seem forlorn.
I've been done wrong.
So what is the new update, Jackson?
No primetime games.
Okay, so you had the info.
I have the full schedule right in front of me.
Uh-huh. Is this the unofficial release?
This is the official release from the Titans.
Okay.
Titans' schedule includes 15 games at noon.
What?
2 games at 3 o'clock. And that's it. Last home game in Nissan Stadium, in the old Nissan Stadium, will be January 3rd against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, that's a good team.
That game kicks off at noon.
What are the chances that Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback of that game?
Well.
You don't care, do you?
I'm upset. Now we got to talk about Pulp Fiction.
You seemed so happy moments ago.
Well, yeah, because...
Okay, so just to recap, you got early information. that the Titans would have no primetime games.
Yes, that was from Joseph.
And then you got new information.
Also from Joseph.
That they would have primetime games.
Yes.
And so Joseph is just, I feel like he's just effing with you.
He might have been.
But now we know with certainty.
Certainty, no primetime games.
Is there a possibility that the Titans could flex, if you will, into a primetime game?
Not if they're bad.
Well, what if the team they're playing is like really good?
Not if they're bad.
They have to be marginal at least.
They have to be competitive.
What do you expect the Titans' record will be at the end of the 2026 campaign?
7-10.
That's what I was thinking.
I think that's fair.
That's market improvement.
Market improvement, good defense, better offense. Yeah.
Jason writes in and says, I believe Jackson is a dribbler. I don't know what that means. Probably shouldn't have said it.
I don't know what it means either.
I don't know what that means.
Got a lot of penalties in basketball.
Maybe so. The Matt Murphy Show writes 1570. The sports edition, it's an emotional roller coaster. It is.
You ready to talk about Pulp Fiction?
I am right after Dave. I promised I'd get to Dave. Hey, Dave, what's up?
Hey, Matt, I tell you what, I feel bad for Jackson. All them games starting at noon.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to duck out. He's gonna have to duck out early from church.
Well, early from church, and you're going to have to limit your consumption on Saturday nights if you have to get up that early, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, hey, thanks for taking my call. I wanted to save the SAVE Act and why we can't get it passed in the Senate. And I'm frustrated about it because it seems to me that John Thune is the stumbling block. I keep hearing we don't have the votes. We don't have the votes. You had Senator Blackburn on your show. She was saying the same. Don't have the votes. So that's the Senate leader. Go get the votes. And if he can't get it done, not only that, I think there's something like I read today, like 40 bills that the GOP-led House has passed. They're just sitting there. No Senate action. And I've read different theories of why Thune's not acting on this stuff, why he doesn't want to remove the zombie filibuster and all this stuff. My question for Marsha Blackburn, and I've called, I've been tweeting and on her X thing or whatever, and asking the question, will you vote Senator Blackburn to replace John Thune, the Senate leader? You only need 5. You got Tuberville down there saying, hinting that he's okay with it. Mike Lee certainly is. Possibly Cruz. I mean, we're not that far from it. And if she won't do that, why? That's my question. Why not?
It's an excellent question. I know that she has not been on our show in some time. I have decided, and it's a decision that I do not take lightly, that I'm tired of trying to chase politicians down to speak to the people that elected them, their bosses. So hopefully, and Marsha's people have been pretty good at calling me up and getting some time on the show. And when she comes on, we'll ask the question. I know that Hand asked her this question, if she supported the SAVE Act. She said she did, emphatically that she did. And on Hand's show, he then followed up with, do you support the removal of Thune? Do you support? And she wouldn't answer the question. So,
yeah.
The
only one
go ahead.
The only one I've heard is Rose calling. Now, he can't do anything because he's in the House. But I tell you what, I voted for Marsha in Congress. I voted for her to be senator. I'm not going to vote for her to be governor if she can't take a stand on something. I don't need that Washington mess coming down to the governor's office here in Tennessee. I don't need that.
And let me promise you this. The Democrats have made quite clear that, if they take over, they're going to try to pack the Supreme Court. They're going to remove the filibuster immediately to accomplish their goals. They've made it clear.
Yes.
So all of this nonsense about, what if they take over and we don't want them to do it to us? They're going to do it to you.
Well, I'll put it this way. I've heard that, right? And by the way, I've been asking these same questions of Haggerty. You can't get a response there either. Here's the thing. Okay, yeah, the Republicans or the Democrats take over, then they move the filibuster. And, okay, guess what? You know what you have to do to overcome a veto? You got to get 2/3 majority.
You do.
I don't. It's a paper tiger. It's all it is, because if all you need then is Trump to come in, whatever they pass, he'll veto it if it's crazy. Then they've got to overcome that, and if they don't have the votes, they can't.
And then they won't. But the point being is, if they have a Democrat president and they have a hold of they will pack the courts. They already have suggested putting 13 individuals on the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
And they're also suggesting 18-year terms on the United States Supreme Court, which is a horrible idea too. So, Dave, it is a legitimate question that Marsha Blackburn has to answer, and thank you for the call. And she must answer it prior to the primary, prior to the August primary. She's got to answer why she continues to support John Thune as a United States Senator, as the Senate Majority Leader, with his inability or lack of desire to push through the legislation that will protect American elections that she claims to support. That is all fair, and she needs to answer it. Jim writes in and says, Jackson does know the NFL is scripted, right? I feel like he's trying to trigger you, Jackson.
It's all good.
It's all good in the hood. You know what's also good? That's right. It's time to turn our attention away from the world of politics and the world of sports, and to present to you entertainment news with Matt Murphy and Jackson Williams. It's our Matt Murphy Movie Mayhem segment, brought to you by nobody, but it could be brought to you by you. You know, this is a sponsorable event.
It is very sponsorable.
I feel like we need someone sponsoring the Matt Murphy Movie Mayhem. Now, we altered the rules of the Movie Mayhem. What did you say, Ryan?
Gwaltney.
The baloney people could potentially get on that, Ryan. Let's make that happen. Gwaltney's good baloney. And not just me saying that. So we altered the rules, and we now watch the same film, and we compare and contrast our reviews. This is a movie that I'd seen previously, and that's not a requirement anymore. I had not seen it in a moment. It is Quentin Tarantino's magnum opus, if you will, Pulp Fiction, something that Jackson had not seen in prior to now, and he has his review. Jackson,
I thought it was a solid film. It was exactly what you expect from a Tarantino movie. Little mind twisty, it's going to take some different turns. It's a lot of swearing, a lot of violence.
Yes.
And I feel like I've seen it before.
I feel like, and you mentioned this to me,
and we talked about this yesterday. I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
me
go
and
ahead,
Matt talked about this off air yesterday, where I said, this being the fourth. This was obviously your first Tarantino film.
It was.
It was my fourth. And so I've seen Django Unchained. I've seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I've seen different Tarantino movies where maybe the setting and the backdrop are a little more interesting because time has passed.
Yeah, it hurts my soul that you didn't get this one first, because I don't think you're wrong that,
you know what I'm saying, though?
Well, Tarantino has a pattern to him. He has the dialogue has a pattern to it. The way that his scenes, kind of the people interact within the scene. Obviously, the violence. He gets dinged for the violence. I don't mind it.
I think also, once you've seen 3 or 4 of them, they're all kind of.
I absolutely love everything about this movie. I love the gold watch. I love Butch. I love Zed. I don't love Zed. I'm glad Zed's dead.
Like, my favorite one's Django, and that's the first one I ever saw.
Right.
And yours is Pulp Fiction. That's the first one you've ever seen. I'm sure there's somebody out there whose first favorite is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood because that's the first one they saw.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is my second favorite Tarantino movie.
It's mine too. I liked it more than Pulp Fiction. I liked it a lot.
I liked it a lot.
That's
Django's good. Inglourious Bastards is good.
That era of Hollywood is also very interesting to me.
Yeah.
So the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood setting just is right up my alley. I loved that movie so much.
Well, and it's obvious that Tarantino loved that time. I mean, that's when he was growing up in Hollywood. He was out there working at a movie theater, doing his thing, learning the craft, and he clearly loves that era in time. He was a little bit after the 60s, I should say the 70s. But I love it, absolutely love it. And Jackson, all I will say to you is bring out the Gimp.
Bring out the Gimp.
Gimp's sleeping. Well, I guess you're going to have to go wake him up now, ain't you? Great
The music,
soundtrack.
The music
Great
is really good.
soundtrack in that film.
Really good music, really good actors. I feel like I recognized. Even Quentin Tarantino plays a role in this movie.
He does a role that we can't discuss very much because Tarantino couldn't get away with some of that stuff. I mean, it was a little controversial, a white guy saying the N-word on screen even then, but he could not absolutely get away with it now.
Much less the film's writer and director.
Yeah, right, no doubt. Oh man, I shot Marvin in the face. They went over a bump. It was unfortunate for Marvin.
But, real unfortunate if you're Marvin.
It's too bad for Marvin, but then they had to clean it. And what am I doing in the back seat? You're on brain detail. It's hard to quote. It's hard to quote Pulp Fiction.
You can't quote Pulp Fiction on FCC Safe Radio.
It's true. It's many of you noting that Pulp Fiction is what got John Travolta. I mean, it absolutely recovered John Travolta's career. 100% recovered his career. And he wasn't the first choice to play Vincent Vega, who is supposedly the brother of Vic Vega. If you know the, what do you call this? The
iceberg.
No, not the chronology, but the world of Tarantino.
The lore.
In the world of Tarantino, there's a word that I'm looking for that the Star Wars nerds use, but in the
compendium,
the
canon. Thank you, canon. Thank you. You both of you had a good one. In the canon of Tarantino, Vincent Vega was supposedly the brother of Vic Vega, who was in Reservoir Dogs. Have you seen Reservoir Dogs, by the way?
Have not.
Much raw, but similar type feels to Pulp Fiction.
Well, we have more movies coming tomorrow. I've already selected the one I want to watch.
And then I've got to pick, and then what the audience is going to give the final selection. So
yeah,
we'll figure that out. 51 after the hour. That is the Matt Murphy Movie Mayhem Review on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
I'm going to do that wellness stuff tomorrow today.
Armchair PD says, how can you support a director that's so anti-Trump with Trump derangement syndrome? I don't support him in his personal life, but I mean, if I'm going to go about passing on films where the actors or the director is anti-Trump, then I'm never watching a movie again. I just have to kind of separate that thing, Armchair PD. But enough about that. Let me talk about wellness. The Wellness Institute of Nashville wants you to be pain-free. I mean, that's the bottom line, right? And you can be pain-free with some of their incredible modern techniques and technologies like the hydrowave system that we've been telling you about. But now they've got the futuristic Medical Bay 1. In Medical Bay 1, you sit in a healing machine that massages you while doing full-body lasers, including red light therapy, stem cell stimulation, tissue regeneration, photons of wavelength for ultimate healing. This is futuristic. It is like Star Trek stuff, and it's right in Nashville, Tennessee at the Wellness Institute of Nashville. Go to painisbad.com. That's painisbad.com to find out more, or give them a call and schedule that appointment. Do not live another day with pain. Let's start alleviating that pain without having to pop pills, without having to consider needles or surgery, by calling the Wellness Institute of Nashville. They want to help. 615-246-5009, 615-246-5009, or painisbad.com for the Wellness Institute of Nashville. Hello, friends. Matt Murphy for Cover Nash. My friend Shane Ring is located right here in Middle Tennessee, in Brentwood, as a matter of fact, where his office is located. He is ready to see you. He is ready to help you find the most out of your health insurance. Friends, I understand you don't want to think about this. I understand you got more important things in your life probably than dealing with this. So let's put this to bed and put it behind you with a telephone call from Shane Ring and Cover Nash. When you speak with him, he's going to figure out if you are in a good position or not, and he can shop the entire health insurance industry and act as your personal concierge. You don't have to worry about the hassle. You don't have to worry about the telephone calls. You don't have to worry about the red tape. You don't have to worry about the fine print. You just need to contact Shane today and let him get to the bottom of whether or not you're getting what you deserve with your health insurance. He acts as an agent of change for you in the health insurance industry, and truly an agent of chaos when it comes to protecting you and your rights when it comes to your insurance. It is always open enrollment season with Shane Ring and Cover Nash. Real health coverage on your terms, not the government's. 615-465-0023, 465-0023, or online at covernash.com. That's covernash.com. Mr. Wolf was a good character. I agree with you, 1221. Several of you already nominating potential films for tomorrow's Matt Murphy Movie Mayhem. We'll get what we're doing. We'll take 3 or 4 nominees. We'll put them up on the YouTube poll. You go to the YouTube poll. You vote on your movie of your choosing, and then we'll figure that out. One little piece of audio video, if you still have that availability. Yeah. I promised this, and I don't want to get out of here without making good on my promise. It's 18 seconds of deliciousness from Congressman Jamie Raskin, dunderhead that he is.
But I'm curious, why can ICE not pick up, with its massive resources, why can they not pick up the prisoners while they are still being held? Or right before they're about to be released, or at the point of discharge? I don't really understand that.
Don't you, Jamie Raskin? Because I do, and most people that have paid attention to this issue do. This dude thinks that we're all dumbasses. He thinks that he can gaslight us and get away with it. Why do they not pick them up at the point of arrest? Why do they not pick them up in those facilities? In Democrat-controlled communities, in communities where Democrats control the jails and control the apparatus of apprehension, they prevent Immigration and Customs Enforcement from entering the facilities. They prevent them from arranging the transfer over to Immigration and Customs Enforcement. They let them go, you dummy. No, I shouldn't call him a dummy because he knows exactly what he's saying is incorrect. He knows that he's gaslighting us. He's trying to convince the American people who he thinks are dumb that this is a legitimate point. It's not a legitimate point. Jamie Raskin, don't get me started on that nonsense. You know, there's been a lot of frustration over Donald Trump's efficacy during the 2 years that he has been president in his second term or thereabouts. Let me tell you this, not even 2 years, as a matter of fact. There's no question that he has been effective on the southern border. He's been effective as can be in rounding up the worst of the worst and getting them the hell out of this country. And kudos to him, and shame on you, Jamie Raskin. Shame. You would be ashamed if you had any. That's going to wrap it up for us. Thanks to Ryan for his good work this week. Thanks to Jackson Williams. Thank you to Ken Weaver. We'll do it again tomorrow. It's a First Amendment Freestyle Friday. Then, until next time, friends and neighbors, Matt Murphy speaking and saying, hug your loved ones. So long, everybody.